Hello everyone, welcome to ISBaba. So in last session we talked about the ancient history PYQs, and now in this session we are going to talk about art and culture and medieval India. Okay, so first half we will talk about the art and culture, and the second half we will talk about the medieval India PYQs. So we will try to cover as many as possible. So first we will start from art and culture. Again, we will go from theme wise. I think you must have already watched in ancient India. I think we went through theme wise. First we will solve the questions, then we will go to understand the entire concept behind that one. And sometimes we also first understood the concept, then we solve the PYQs also. So I think most of the thing, the agenda is very simple. That is, we are going to understand the theme based PYQs over there. Okay, so we are going to combine many PYQs into one to few questions, and we will try to answer it first, then we will try to understand the entire 360-degree angle of that one. Okay, so we will try to cover as many as possible. So without further ado, there is one concept that has been asked in art and culture is and it's about temple architecture. Okay, so that is one simple question was asked, like we are covering PYQs from 2011 to 2023. So this was 2012 question that was asked, that is the Nagara, the Dravida and the Vesara are the very simple question. Okay, it's a very simple question. People might wish you get these kind of questions nowadays. Three main racial groups of Indian subcontinent, no. Okay, so three main linguistic divisions into languages of India can be classified, three main styles of Indian temple architecture, and the three main musical gharanas prevalent in India. Okay, so this is actually the temple architecture. So we know all these three are temple architecture, and not just this one question about the different type of temple features itself only. A few more questions were asked, like in 2014 we can talk about with reference to cultural history of India, the term Panchayatan refers to. So Panchayatan term, again it is related to temple architecture itself only. Okay, so what is this Panchayatan? We'll understand the concept later. An assembly of village elders, then again religious sect, then again style of temple construction, and an administrative functionary. So answer is C, it's a style of temple construction. So what is Panchayatana says that one. So along with the major deity in the temple complex, there will be 4 subsidiary shrines will be there. So major deity 1 and the 4 subsidiary shrines, it will become the Panchayatan style. So 5 different deities in the same temple complex that is called as Panchayatan. And we will see Panchayatan was used either in Dravida, Vesara or Nagara. We'll come to that. We'll understand all those things too. And then again, one more feature, recently 2019, building Kalyana Mantapas was a notable feature in the temple construction in the kingdom of, it's also very easy. So Kalyana Mantapas inside the temple complex. Okay, so Chalukyas, Chandelas, okay, then again Rashtrakutas, then Vijayanagara. So answer is the Kalyana Mantapas is kind of a secular activity within the temple complex. The art of, or we can say the feature of putting secular buildings inside the temple complex was a major feature of Vijayanagara style. So answer should be D. Answer should be D. So now we will talk about the entire temple features itself. So we will talk about the major features also, the major feature of Dravida, Vesara and Nagara. At the same time we also talk about the sub groups within the Nagara, also subgroups within Vesara, subgroups within Dravida also. Particularly in Nagara and Vesara we have subgroups. So we will talk about those major minor subgroups within the major development. And the base for development goes back to the Gupta's time period, because the personal god concept was growing. Because in medieval India, in ancient India, particularly in Vedic times, we talked about majorly it's about the yajnas and sacrifices majorly. But later what happened is from image worship, idol worships, that kind of things started to emerge. Why those things started to emerge is that one, that is because the personal god concept was emerging. And for the worship of the personal god concept, personal god, you require the place, and the place became the temple. Okay, personal god concept with the emergence of trinity of gods like Vishnu, Maheshwara and Brahma. Okay, so Shaivism, Bhagavatism, Vaishnavism, this was growing. And now if you require a place to worship, and therefore the Gupta period, and particularly around 4th, 5th centuries. Okay, so we will see the emergence of the Gupta time period, that is 4th and 5th centuries. So that is when the temple construction really emerged in India. Okay, simple construction of temples emerged, and later what happened, they became very elaborate. Later times, and particularly by the time of Chandelas, particularly by the time of Vijayanagara and Cholas in South India, and the temple towns kind of system started to emerge. So the temple, very simple temple, later became elaborate, and the same place started to emerge as a town because of so much of activities. So temple towns started to emerge over there. Okay, so at the same time, one more concept which made the temples became even more bigger also, and also they became the center of economic activity because of land grants which was given to temples. So temples also started to become materially very rich also. So land grants to temples further consolidated this trend, and kings also started to patronize. And when the patronization is given, and the kings used to give very massive patronage, and now the temple towns and temples cult started to emerge over there. First, we'll understand the emergence of the early temples. That is features. The first stage, the temples are flat roof. Okay, nothing elaborate over there. At the same time, the temple outlet, or we can say the outline, will be very simple square shape. Later, by the time of Hoysalas, we can talk about the star shape started to emerge. The temple, the foundation shape we are talking about. Okay, and then again the portico was developed in shallow pillars for the portico means in front of the temples. Then pillars were also very shallow. We'll see the image of this one. And the entire structure was also built on the low platform. That is just low platform away from the ground, just few feet away from the ground. And later what happened is that one, the I platform, it is called Jagati also later time, and decided to put the temples on an I platform from the ground. Okay, so this is a very first stage of temple construction. So flat roof, portico, in small portico or shallow pillars. Okay, so sort of very low raised platform. Okay, so simple. This Sanchi temple, that's called of the Gupta time period. So that is when the temple construction emerged. See, low height from the ground, then a square shape. Again, there are no shikara. You can just look at this one. Okay, so there are no designs over the Garbhagriha. So this is Sanchi temple. You can just look at this one. And then again, early temples in the second stage, we talk about the most of the features of the previous time period continued, and now the platforms were started to become slightly higher compared to the previous time period. Very simple development. And again, two-storied complex, two-storied temple started to emerge. And then again, we can also talk about another important addition is that is the ambulatory passageway around the temple. The ambulatory passageway around the temple is that one, that is Pradakshina Patha, today we call it. That is to, if you go visit a temple, I think you must have noticed that one, that people go around the temples after praying, and that is ambulatory passageway, and that is Pradakshina Patha, which can be called as ambulatory passageway. So that is started to be added in the second stage of the early temples development. Okay, so that is, you can look at that one. So around the Garbhagriha, and also the platforms are becoming slightly higher from the ground. So this was, we can talk about the Parvati temple at Nachna that is in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, so ambulatory passageway is a new addition, and again raised platform is a new addition. Okay, and then third stage we can talk about the emergence of, we can say, shikaras in place of flat roof were there, and now the shikaras were started to emerge. And shikaras also again the very low height. They did not have elaborate shikaras like when we talk about Khajuraho temples. You can see glorious, richly carved kind of shikaras we can see, particularly especially in the Chandela group of temple, that is Khajuraho group of temples. But in the initial times when the shikaras started to be added, and they were very miniature, we can say, that is very flat. Instead of flat roof, they started shikaras, but the shikaras did not have much carvings. Okay, so also height also very low and square in shape too. And again, this is a question that was asked, Panchayatan style. What is this Panchayatan style? Is that one, that along with the major deity, there will be 4 subsidiary shrines will be there. So Panchayatan means there is 5. There are also 5 different deities in the same temple complex. So that is along with the temple of the principal deity. So temple will be known for one principal deity. Along with that, the 4 other deities will be there, and that is called as the Panchayatan style of development. Okay, so and where it will be placed, these 4 subsidiary shrines in the 4 corners of the temple complex. The major deity will be in the center, and the 4 corners around the temple complex, outside the temple complex. That is outside the temple complex means the entire complex within one, and within the temple complex itself only, that is we can see in 4 corners of that one, the overall complex. So we can see the 4 subsidiary shrines. Example is the Dashavatara temple at Deogarh. So you can look at that one, the small shikara that is being added, Pradakshina Patha is there, I platform. Okay, so this is one of the earliest of developments also we can talk about, the third stage of development. So this is the Dashavatara temple. And then again, styles of temple architecture over a period of time emerge, and the major styles are 3, that is Nagara, Dravida as well as Vesara. And we know the Vesara is the culmination of Nagara and Dravida styles. So Nagara and Dravida culminated into become Vesara style. Okay, so we will see so which parts which are borrowed from Nagara into Vesara and which parts of Dravida was borrowed into Vesara. We will go into see one by one too, because we are talking about the entire concept of temple architecture. Then further development, particularly in the Dravida as well as in Vesara happened, the Vaisala architecture came in, and again Vijayanagara style also came in. We are going to discuss everything, Nagara, Dravida as well as Vesara, and Vaisala also, and Vijayanagara also. So because Vaisalas are in news, so because of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, I think we discussed in last class also. Okay, so we will see Vaisala's temples in detail. And we also covered last year also, and they were in tentative list, but right now they have added to the list of World Heritage Sites, but a cultural World Heritage Site. So we will see in more details too. Okay, so first you can just look at these major differences, the conspicuous differences between Nagara, Dravida and Vesara. So you can just look at this one. I'll just slide over. So if you look at this, so you can look at the shikara. the type of shikaras in Nagara, Dravida and Vesaras are fairly different. And also we can see in Vesara style, the shikara is slightly resembles Nagara. Okay, Dravida is slightly unique, that is kind of pyramid kind of structures are there. So in Nagara style, that is slight spiral shape, it is called as, okay, the same kind of spiral shape can also be seen in Vesara. So this is the most conspicuous difference between these three styles of temple architecture we can talk about. Now what is the basic components of Indian temples? So there will be Garbhagriha, that is sanctum sanctorum, very simple. It is the holy place, that is where the deity will be placed. And then again you can talk about the mandapa just in front of the Garbhagriha, where the devotees or the worshippers will stay, and at the same time they will pray to the god. At the same time, on top of the Garbhagriha, you can see shikara. Okay. And the shikara has different shapes, and that is curvilinear, or we can say spiral shape, that is in Nagara, pyramid shape, that is in Dravida. Then you will see some temple mount also, one Vahana, like suppose for example Garuda Vahana with respect to Vishnu temples, Nandi Vahana with respect to Shiva temples. Then again if you go to tiger and lion, in particularly in Shakti temples, or we can say mother goddess temples. So these are the basic components of Indian temples, very simple. Sanctum sanctorum, mandapa, then again Vahana, and then again shikara. And the shikara have different styles, okay, that's pyramidal to curvilinear, okay. And then again another important feature is that one prakara, that is the temple kind of a elaborate walls, okay. So that is called as prakara also, that is this one you can see. So this is walls we can say. So this is also one of the important features of Indian temples. So, and particularly these kind of prakara, kind of putting temple complexes inside the boundary walls, that's majorly features of Dravida compared to Nagara. It's majorly a feature of Dravida too. So this is also one of the basic features, and we can also see in subcomponents of Nagara style, where you can see Kalinga style or Odisha architecture, where we can see these kind of structures too. So prakara, one more feature. And now we'll come to the Nagara style of architecture. Okay, so this Nagara style of, that is 500 AD onwards. It started from the time period of Guptas in northern part of the country, and within this there are so many sub-schools out there which can be called as Eastern, Western as well as Central Nagara school of architectures. That is Eastern is represented by Kalinga, that is Odisha. Western is represented by Gujarat Rajputs, or we can say that Solanki Rajputs. And then again Central is represented by Khajuraho group of temples, which are Chandelas, another Rajput kingdom. Okay, so that is the major development that happened, and particularly started from the time period of 500 at 5th century. We can talk about started from the time period of Guptas. Okay, started from the time period of the Guptas, Nagara school of architecture. Okay, so these are the again look at one more time. So we can see different parts of the temples. You can see Mantapa. Okay. And again of course Garbhagriha is there, and top of the Garbhagriha you can see shikara. On top of the shikara you can see a fluted disc, and the fluted disc can be called as amalaka. On top of the amalaka you can see the offerings to the god, which is called as urn or kalasha. That is also there. So these are some of the basic features. Again, if you go deeper, if you want to do PhD, again there are so many different features of temple architectures are there, but these are the basic things which is necessary. So again, always go with the basics, and again basics with respect to whatever the terms and the concept which is asked in the PVQs itself. Little bit more understand, little bit deeper understanding would be fine. So, but basics should be very clear too. And what are the major features of Nagara? So we can see the differences between Nagara and Vesara and Dravida over here. Okay, so the temples are generally for Panchayatan style. There is one major shrine and 4 subsidiary shrines that will be there. And then again of course mandapas in front of the principal shrine, that is a basic component that is there in Vaisala, Vijayanagara, then Dravida, or in Vesara, or in Nagara also. And outside the Garbhagriha, so images of the river goddess, that is Ganga and Yamuna, will be there. The carvings of this particular images. So just outside the Garbhagriha, and that particular the panels of Garbhagriha, you can see that this is a carving of this particular images. And if you come to South India, and they carve different kind of images. Okay, they called as Dwarapalas. Okay, they called as Mithunas. Okay, different kind of carvings are there. So that is one of the basic differences. And at the same time, ambulatory passageway that we talked about, Pradakshina Patha, and that is within the temple complex itself only. That is around the sanctum sanctorum. Okay, so that is there. That is also one of the features of Vesara. And no water tanks as well as reservoir within the temple complexes. That is majorly feature of Dravida. Okay, so having this step tanks. Okay, so having these Kalyanis, which is also called as, okay, so reservoirs and wells inside the temple complex. That is majorly the South Indian temple premises. You can see that one. And upraised platform, like I told you, that's the beginning itself only. That is the temples used to be constructed from the upraised platform, and this upraised platform has given a name, and that name is called as Jagati. And of course shikara will be there, that is curvilinear in shape, the spiral shape. And top of the shikara we can see a fluted disc, we already seen in that particular image, that is amalaka. it symbolizes the lotus or seat of the deity. Okay, seat of the deity that is below. So that is what Amalaka symbolizes. And top of the Amalaka, that's offerings to the temple will be there. So offerings to the deity will be there. That is called as urn or kalash or kalasha. So that will be there. Okay, these are some of the basic features of Nagara. And also one of the another important feature of Nagara is that one. So Nagara temples are standalone temples. You don't see elaborate boundary walls along Nagara temples. So temple premises did not have elaborate boundary walls or gateways. Again, this is also one of the features of Dravida style. So this is a Dravida style feature, that is putting water tanks. And then again, this shikara in a pyramidal shape, that is an Dravida style. Again, temple premises having the boundary walls or compounds, and that is again, that is Dravida style too. Okay. So now three shikara, curvilinear shikara we talked about. There are three subtypes are there, that which is called as, we can say, Latina or Rekha Prasad. Latina or Rekha Prasad. Okay, so you can look at that from the squarest shape, square shape at the base. At the same time, they're curving inwards also. They're curving inwards. Then again, Amalaka you can also see on top of that one fluted disc. So these are one of subtype of shikara within the Nagara style. There are three subtypes are there. One is Latina or Rekha Prasad. And then again, you will come to the second subtype, which is called as Pamsana. Slightly base, slightly wider. So broader base we can talk about. So base is slightly broader. At the same time, the shorter in height also compared to Latina Rekha Prasad. Okay, so that is Pamsana. Then again, slope upwards in a straight line, sloping upwards. Okay, so you can simply ask these kind of terms also. Latina, Rekha Prasad or Pamsana are related to which of the following styles? They are related to, particularly in temple architectural style, that belong to Nagara style. Okay, so these kind of things that can be asked. And then one more last third type is that one, that is a wagon vaulted kind of shikara it is called as. Okay, so wagon vaulted, it's also called Vallabi also. So rectangular base is there, that was square base and broader base. This is quietly rectangular base, and the roof rising into vaulted chambers. So there are some examples of this particular temples are there. That is Telika Mandir, that is in Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh. It's a Shiva as well as Vishnu and goddess can also be seen. So all the three gods are also there in this particular Telika Mandir in Gwalior. So this is the three subtypes of Nagara style, that is Latina or Rekha Prasad, or we can say Pamsana, as well as Vallabi, which can also be called as wagon vaulted roofs. Okay, wagon vaulted, just for representation purposes. So different temples are there. So different temples, they can see big temples with this kind of structure, this kind of architectural styles you can see later. Okay, so this is majorly Nagara style. So Nagara style you understood. The shikaras are there. The shikaras, the different types of shikara, three subgroups of shikaras are there. Again, subgroups within the Nagara, like I talked about Eastern, Western and Central. So that is three types of architectures are there. That is Odisha, it's also called as Kalinga architecture. Okay, it can also be called as Kalinga architecture. Okay, so Khajuraho group, majorly Chandelas, over the feudatories of Gurjara Pratyaras, and Solanki, that is Gujarat majorly. Okay, so this Central India, this is Odisha, Kalinga. So we will see the different features of this Odisha, Khajuraho as well as Solanki group of temples also. Okay, so one by one we can see. We'll see the images also. First we will look at the features, look at the examples of this particular architecture. So we are going a little deeper, and then we also understand with diagram also. We'll look at the picture also of this particular temples too. So then Kalinga architectural style, like I already mentioned, is also called as, and there are no pillars. That is one of the unique feature of this particular temple architecture. And now Mandapa in Odisha architecture, it is given a different name, and that Mandapa is called Jagan Mohana. And Shikara is also given different name, that is Rekha Dewal. Probably the pronunciation could be different. And one more architectural style within Odisha architecture is that one, that is temples having mandapas. Okay, so there are certain standalone temples are also there, but where the temples having the mandapa, they are called as Pida Diola temples. At the same time, certain kind of gopuram like structures which is slightly influence of the southern India, and such kind of temples were also there. And that gopuram along like Dravida, that is called as Kakara Diola. You will see the entire all these particular terms in a picture also. Okay, so not all the temples had these kind of particular features. So certain temples had this kind of feature, and the temples are called as Kakara Diola. Okay, so then again we talk about boundary walls like Dravida. Like I told you, Nagara style, the major features we have seen, but within these subgroups of Nagara, there are one particular style, that is Odisha, which borrowed certain concept from southern India, that we can putting the boundaries, putting the boundary walls for temples too. Okay, so that is boundary walls like Dravida which can be seen, and also like a gopuram like structures we'll see. So gopurams are the gateways for Dravidian style of architecture. So that can be seen in Odisha architecture too. So example, Lingaraja temple, and this particular question is asked, Lingaraja temple, especially to chronology. In 2016, this particular question was asked. We will try to answer that question also. And then again, it's believed to have built by Somavanshi king, Yayati, around 11th century we can talk about. Okay, 1025 to 1040. And then again, some other temples, Jagannatha temple, there's a Vishnu temple in Puri, and that was built by King Indradumna Bhavanti, as built the main temple, and further expansion that has happened through Ganga dynasty. And for the Ganga dynasty king, there is Anantavarman Chodaganga in the 10th century. So look at it, it's majorly medieval phenomena. We can talk about 10th, 11th centuries. That is when these temples or this particular temple architecture was started to evolve. It's Jagannatha temple in Puri. Okay. So look at this one. Like I told you, that is Kakaradyula, then again Pidadyula, Garbhagruha and Rekadyula. Okay. So Mantapas. So this is Kalinga styles of architecture or Odisha school of architecture. Okay. This is generally a gateway. We can talk about Kakaradyula. So this is, so all this art and culture is all about visualization. So you have to keep on visualizing. Okay, so that visualization was ultimately help you to remember most of the concept, because art and culture also sometimes it is very specialized skills. Okay, so it can be specialized skills from the history itself only. So it requires so a lot of visualization, also a lot of vague term. We can say that certain terms will come. At the same time, you have to be very smart enough to keep on revising all these kind of terms and keep on visualizing also. Keep on visualizing too. Then in Khajuraho group of temples, very famous group of temples, and it's Madhya Pradesh. It is built between, we can say, 9th century to we can say 10th century, 10th, 11th centuries by Chandela dynasty. And Chandela dynasty is one of the feudatories of Gurjara Pratyaras. Gurjara Pratyaras, the major dynasty out of Gurjara Pratyaras, developed many Rajput dynasties, and Chandela dynasty is also one of the Rajput dynasties in Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat region. And these group of temples are UNESCO World Heritage Site, and these temples are known for lavish decoration. There is very rich decoration both in the interior of the temples as well as outside the temples too. Okay, that is in exterior, that is outside the temples, and interior inside the temples too. And these particular temples are known for particular theme of sculpture, and the particular theme of sculpture is romance, and that is erotic theme. And these temples are northeast facing. Generally, the Hindu temples are east facing, but it's slightly northeast facing kind of temples too. Okay, so that is this group of temples also very unique, because it is not just Hindu styles of temples we can see. We can also see Jaina temples also, because Rajputs are one family that gave patronage to Hinduism also as well as to Jainism also. So Hinduism as well as Jaina temples we can see. Example, the Lakshmana temple, Kandariya Mahadeva temple, and then again Vishwanatha temple, built by various kings of the Chandela dynasty. So these are Khajuraho group of temples, and with a subgroup of Nagara, and it is a climax of Nagara style of architecture also. The climax means there is a peak of the Nagara styles of architecture that is reached during the time period of Khajurahos, or we can say, or in the place Khajuraho during the time period of Chandela dynasty. Okay, so you can look at this particular picture. Okay, I'll slightly more Khajuraho group of temples, very tourist attracting places. You can see Jagati, Iyer platform, Mantapas, then again Amalaka you can see, Kalasha you can see, subsidiary Shikaras you can see, Shikaras in a spiral shape you can see. Okay, these are built by Chandalas. Then again, Solanki or Maruk Gurjara architecture or Chalukya architecture also it is called as. I can tell you there is 4 Chalukyas are there. 3 Chalukyas are southern India. That's Kalyani Chalukyas, Badami Chalukyas, and Vengi Chalukyas, and their interrelation is there. Common ancestry is there. But a Gujarat Chalukya, and they are different. No relation whatsoever. Gujarat and Rajasthan mainly, and these are during 11th and 13th centuries. And look at all this architectural time, that is 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th, 13th century. That is when all this most of these particular subgroups evolved to under Chalukya dynasty, and these are again Hindu and Jain temples also. And the main Shikara usually has many Urushringa or make it subsidiary spirals. I will show the images. Not just one Shikara, but there are subsidiary Shikaras for also there, and that is called as Urushringa concept. And at the same time, flying arches, that is between the pillars, some kind of flying arches, that are connecting one pillar to other pillar, flying arches for there. Again, I will show the image, don't worry. So first we will look at the feature, then we will look at the images. Then again, the step tanks and Surya Kund, that is having the step walls, that is again a major feature of Dravida, but again that is slightly influencing one of subgroups of Nagara. They are having step tanks and kind of water related structures within the temple complexes that we can see in the Nagara style, particularly in Solanki architecture. Okay. So and again east facing, Like Khajuraho group of temples we talked about northeast facing, but this is east facing, and they are designed in such a way that on equinoxes, that in March and September, okay, so in the middle of September, middle of March, that is, so when sun is on equator, that is called as equinoxes, the sun rays fall on the inside the Garbhagriha, we can say. Example in Mount Abu, there are Tilwara temples in Mount Abu in Rajasthan, we can talk about, okay. At the same time, Rudra Mahaliya temple in Gujarat, Rudra Mahaliya temple, then again Sun temple Modhera, Gujarat. So all these are famous examples of the Solanki type of architecture within the Nagara group. So within the Nagara group, okay. And this is subsidiary spirelets, okay, that is Urushringa, which is called as, okay. So other than the major Shikara, there are some subsidiary Shikaras are also there, okay. This subsidiary Shikara, and that which can be called as Urushringa. Then again flying arches you can see, that is connecting one pillar to other pillar. This also, again, keep focusing on the unique feature, the basic things. You don't have to again do PhDs in any of the topics over here. Just a little bit deeper understanding, but basic should be very, very clear. I keep repeating that one. Basic should always be very, very clear over here. Okay. Then again, I will come to Dravida style of architecture. We completed the Nagara style of architecture. Dravida, the same. Sanctum Sanctorum will be there. Garbhagriha. Again, Shikara will be in a different names will be given. Different shape will be there. Vahana will be there. Mantapa will be there. Prakshanapata will be there. But there are certain differences. Which are certain differences? It is began during the time period of the Pallavas. First, we'll see some political history of Dravida architecture and where it is developed and how it is developed. And then again, this climax by the time of Cholas, like how the Nagara style started around Guptas, reached climax by the time of the Chanderas, and now it is started around the time period of Pallavas, that is, we can say around 4th, 5th, and 6th centuries. So, and again, reached climax by the time of Cholas, that is, we can say 10th and 11th centuries, 9th, 10th, and 11th centuries, we can talk about. Okay, so that is where you can see these kind of particular structures. That is a Dravida style of structure that is in south of river Tungabhadra. Okay, and developed in stages, like how we have seen Nagara style, which is developed in different stages, first stage, second stage, and third stage. So here also developed in stages, and particularly at one place it started to develop, and which place it started to develop, that is Mahabalipuram. Again, this question is also asked. Mahabalipuram question is also asked, the Lingaraja temple question is also asked. So first we will look at all the temple architectural styles, then we will try to solve some more questions associated with that one. First, initially there were only mantapas of rock cut temples, and that is started by the time period of the Mahendravarman, one of the kings of Pallavas, who got defeated by Pulikeshi II of Badami Chalukyas. Politically, we will try to interlinking, and only Mantapa in the beginning. Like we talked about Nagara, only Mantapa in the beginning. Then again, rock cut temples added with intricate sculptures by the time of Narasimhavarman. Again, Narasimhavarman, again son of Mahendravarman, who defeated Pulikeshi II. We talked about that one. Okay, so intricate sculptures came to be added, and third stage is that one, the structural temples. Now, construction of not just rock cut temples, but rather so bringing material from one area and constructing a standalone temples, and that is structural temples. It is called as Rajasimha group of temples or Narasimhavarman second group of temples also. And lastly, the climax of the Dravida architecture by the time of the Cholas. Okay, so more variations and temple towns, elaborate temple complexes are to emerge by the time of the Cholas. And particularly we have to discuss about this Mahabalipuram, which features of Mahabalipuram are there. Of course, the same century, that is the 5th, 6th, and 7th centuries. So various sculptural monuments you can see in Mahabalipuram. These also World Heritage Site, like how the Khajuraho group of temples are there. These also World Heritage Site too. Okay, so we will see different structures of Mahabalipuram. All these are factuals. It's also called as 7 pagodas. Okay, so these are remnants of the old 7 temples, Mahabalipuram, also called as Mamallapuram, on the Coromandel coast, the eastern coast of the Indian landmass. Okay, so it's stretching between Bay of Bengal and the Great Salt Lake. The Great Salt Lake, don't get confused with Great Salt Lake of America. So there is one more Great Salt Lake is there. So between these two areas that we can see Mahabalipuram. Pagodas means temples. The particularly it is used in a sense of we can say in the Southeast Asian context. Southeast Asian context, the European travelers called it as 7 pagodas. Okay, so they gave that particular name. Okay, and again, it's built over generation, like we have seen in first and second stage, Mahendravarma, Narasimhavarma, Nandivarma. Okay, so same year also, that is around 7th, 8th century, particularly climax by the time of 7th and 8th centuries, but in Mahabalipuram. So Pallavas as a politically, they were becoming quite important from 4th, 5th, and 6th centuries inwards only. So who sided? Mahendravarman, a further expansion by Narasimhavarman, and Mahendravarman got defeated by Pulikeshi II, and Narasimhavarman defeated Pulikeshi II. Okay, so that is again try to interlink between art and culture as well as the politics also. Okay, so Mahabalipuram or Mamallapuram, by the time of the Pallavas, so built over many generations. Then again Mahabalipuram, you can see over 40 monuments are there. The very important monument is that the Pancharathas, then again Shore Temple, the Krishna's Butterball, okay, and these Pancharathas also ascribed to Pancha Pandavas. Okay, these are monolithic temples that is carved out of single rock over there. Okay, at the same time, town is also called as 7 pagodas. Okay, so it is remnants of the old 7 temples. Then again, the UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1984. That is Khajuraho Group is also UNESCO World Heritage Site, like I already mentioned. These are the 5 rathas. You can just look at this particular image. That is, even though they don't look like rathas, okay, so there are no wheels, but they are called as rathas. So these are again ascribed to different Pandavas. Mahabalipuram, that is Draupadi Ratha, Arjuna Ratha, Bhima Ratha, Dharmaraja Ratha, then Nakula Sahadeva Ratha, and they are related to different gods also. Draupadi Ratha, goddess Durga, then Arjuna, Lord Shiva, then again Bhima, Vishnu, Dharmaraja, that is Hara and Hari, that is both form of Vishnu and Shiva, then Nakula Sahadev, that is through Lord Indra. Okay, these are the Pancha Pandava Ratha. They can simply ask, that is monolithic Rathas are found in which of the following place, that is Mahabalipuram place. Simple. Okay, so Mahabalipuram place that we can talk about. And Pancha Pandava Rathas, these are also called as. These are monolithic without any wheels. Monolith without any wheels. Now the Shore Temple, and that shore means that is we can talk about the coastal areas. And the Shore Temple complex have 3 temples. Which are the 3 temples? That is Narapanthi Temple, also called as Simha Pallava Temple. Okay, so Narapanthi Simha Pallava Temple, that is dedicated to Vishnu. Then Kshatriya Simha Pallaveshwara Temple, again dedicated to Shiva. And then here there is a elongated Vimana and Shivalinga can be found, which is called as Dharalingam. Okay, and lastly that is dedicated to Shiva again, and that is we can talk about Rajasima Pallaveshwara Temple. Rajasima Pallaveshwara Temple. So this is Shore Temple complex. So majorly dedicated to Vishnu also as well as Shiva also. But majorly 2 temples complex for Shiva and 1 temple complex is for Vishnu. So they can simply ask these kind of questions also. Shore Temple found in which of the following areas. So it is a temple complex dedicated to which of the following gods. This can also be asked. Then again, sculptural relief. It is known for various sculptural relief. This question is asked in 2014 prelims. Again, we will solve this question. Arjuna's penance at descent of the Ganges, where Arjuna is doing penanceing to get a powerful weapon of Pashupata from Shiva. And the descent of the Ganges flowing from the that is dedicated to Lord Shiva again. So Shiva created that is Ganges river. Okay, so from the heirs of Shiva. Okay, so that is we can talk about, that is sculpted rock relief of Mahabalipuram, sculptural reliefs. And again other sculptural reliefs, Krishna's Butterball, and again Varaha Mantapa, then again so many are here, Trimurti Temple, and these are all caves also. Initially it is started as the cave temples only, and later the structural temples are started to emerge too. So this is one of the famous temples, architectural place in India, which is also UNESCO World Heritage Site, started from the time period of Pallavas, this particular thing. And this is the later structural temples we can talk about in Dravida style. Okay, like I told you, outer wall, the temple complexes, outer wall is there. This is actually Vijayanagara temple groups, Virupaksha temple at Hampi. And this is Shikara, so which is called as Vimana in South India. Okay, Shikara, like I mentioned, that is also called as Vimana in particularly Dravida style of architecture. Water tanks we can see, the pillar always be there, and the entrance to the temples are called as what? Gopuram. And these kind of structures, like we see little bit of influences in Kalinga style of architecture also. What are the features of Dravida? That's eye boundary walls, like we have seen already. Then again gateway will be there, which is called as Gopuram. And then again Shikaras rises in a pyramidal shape, not curving or not linear. Okay, it's called as Vimana. It is called as, okay. And sometimes even Vimana sometimes also referred to as Garbhagriha in South India too. Also on top of the Garbhagriha, it's also called as Gopura, not Garbhagriha. On top of the Garbhagriha, it is Vimana, and that can also be sometimes referred to as Garbhagriha. Gopura itself only. Okay, and at the same time there is a one intervening hall between the Mantapa and the Garbhagriha. There is a one small intervening hall will be there. That is called as Antarala. So Antarala is the place where the priests make all the preparation to offer to the deity. So where devotees are not allowed, but where the priests make all the preparation. It's an intervening hall between the Garbhagriha and the Mantapa. There's a one small hall will be there. That is called as Antarala. That can also one of the features of Dravida. Like a water tank inside the temple complexes, that is there. Like I told you, that is just in front of the Garbhagriha on the panels. Some river goddess images sculpted will be there, especially in Nagara style. But here, Dwarapals as well as Mithunas as well as Yakshas, these kind of sculpture we can see in Dravida style. And it is also followed Panchayatan style, that is 4 subsidiary shrines along with the major deity, and that is Panchayatan style we can see in Nagara also as well as in Dravida also. And there can only one Vimana in the Dravidian architecture on top of the main temple. But in Nagara, what happened is that the Shikara can be seen as the subsidiary temples also. Within temple complex, which there are some subsidiary temples. In those subsidiary temples also you can see Shikara. But in Dravida, you can see Shikara, or we also call as Vimana, only on the major deity, but not on the subsidiary shrines. Not on the subsidiary shrines. And that is also one of the features of Dravida too. Okay, so this is famous Brodeshwara temples in Tanjavur. Temple complex you can see. Okay. Then again you can see pyramidal shape of Vimana, and then again Gopuram also we can see the entrances, Kalasha on top of that one. You can also see this. This famous Brodeshwara temple at Tanjavur. And Vesara style, it is a combination of both these two, that is Dravida as well as Nagara. So it's also called as Chalukyan style because it is developed by the time period of the Badami Chalukyas. So Badami Chalukyas, that is in Karnataka. That is it's also called as Karnataka style also. So it is also called as Deccan style of architecture also too. It's major developed in Karnataka, particularly 3 places, Badami, Haivale and Pattadakallu, under the patronage of Badami Chalukyas. So it's also Deccan place also geographically, and the different names are given. So 3 places, Badami, Haivale and Pattadakallu. Okay, and it's also Haivale particularly referred to as one particular name, and that is cradle of Indian temple architecture. What do you mean cradle of temple architecture? It means here the experimentation in the temple architectural styles happened. The first experiments with temple architecture in India by mixing the northern concept and the southern concept, and that kind of evolution that was happening, and that is the reason Haivale is called as cradle of Indian temple architecture. And one river basin, that's particularly Krishna river basin, but particularly we can talk about particular river that is on the banks of river Malaprabha. Okay, so again that related to Krishna river basin itself only overall. And this is also known for very rich carvings, Vesara style, because we can look at the Gopurams, we can look at the Shikara in Vesara is quite shorter because it doesn't give much importance to the outlook, or we can say the overall volume, but rather what they gave importance to is that one carvings, and the carvings was they could able to make more carvings because of the kind of stone they use, and that is sandstone, which is quite easier to carve also. Okay, and this particular style, the Vesara style, further developed under Hoysalas. So Hoysalas we will see that. That's a further subgroup of the Vesara we can talk about. Okay, so and particularly where it developed, Hoysalas, that Beluru, Alebedu and Somnathpura, we will come to that one. We will see those styles also. Now, what are the features of Vesara? Like what is the Shikara concept of Vesara that is borrowed from Nagara? Okay, this curvilinear Shikara, that is square base of Vesara, that influence from Nagara style. And what influence from the southern style, the Dravida style, is the carving, the sculptural carvings. The carvings and sculptures, they majorly influenced by Dravida. And Vimana is shorter, like I told you. Okay, so Vimana, that is we can talk about Shikara, which can also be called as, that is quite shorter compared to Nagara, compared to Dravida, because the more importance was given to carvings. And the Garbhagriha and the Mantapa joined by an Antarala, that Antarala again one of the features of Dravida style, that can also be seen. Then an ambulatory passageway is outside the temple. Okay, it is open ambulatory passageway, but in Nagara style the ambulatory passageway was covered, but is outside the temples also. And major difference within this Vesara, particularly the Chalukyan Vesara as well as Hoysala Vesara, is that one, the ornamentation, the rich designs. And the rich designs, we can see more richer designs in Hoysalas compared to Chalukyas. Chalukyas itself is more ornamentation. Even richer ornamentation we can see in Hoysala group of temples. Then Beluru, Alebedu and Somnathpura. We'll come to that one. Okay, so very rich in Hoysala and Beluru, Alebedu and Somnathpura. Okay, so these are the major features of Vesara group of temples. So we can look at the Vesara group of temple. Like I told you, Vimana is very shorter, but more carvings we can see. More carvings we can see in Badami, Haivale and Pattadakallu group of temples. Badami, Haivale and Pattadakallu. And now we are coming to Hoysala, that is 11th, 13th and 14th century. This was also politically one question was also asked. Which of the following dynasties were established during a time period of 8th century AD? Last year this question was also asked. Okay, so that was not, because Hoysalas were majorly 11th, 13th as well as 11th, 12th, 13th and 14th century, this time period. And again, here one concept we have to understand. and that is Ekakuta, Dvikuta as well as Trikuta. It means how many Garbhagrahas are there, how many deities are there within one temple complex. If it is there one god, it is called as Ekakuta, and two gods Dvikuta, and three gods Trikuta. It went on to until 9 gods also. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it went on like that. So multiple shrines of different deities within the same temple, and that concept in Hoysalas are called as Ekakuta, Dvikuta, and Trikuta. We will see examples for Ekakuta, Dvikuta, and Trikuta. There are 3 places: Beluru, Halebeedu, and Somnathpura. They are the examples of Ekakuta, Dvikuta, and Trikuta. We'll see the images of those things too. And like I told you, there is very rich ornamentation in Hoysala style. Why there is a rich ornamentation in Hoysala style is that one, because of the kind of stone material they use. The kind of stone material they use is soft soapstone, which is very easy to carve. Very easy to carve. And of course, the upraised platform. That upraised platform is called as Jagati. But here, the upraised platform in a very different shape, that is a star shaped. A stellate shape also it is called as. Sometimes a square shape also, but majorly star and stellate shape. We will see. That is also image. We are going to see that one. And again, Shikara is not very high. Like the Vesara group of temples is that one. Shikara or Vimana, it's not very high. But again, major importance to carvings. And you can also see circular pillars. And most of the time we can see rectangular or square pillars in some temples, but here we can see circular pillars. Then zigzag walls also. Walls are not straight, but rather zigzag. Okay, we will look at that image also. Okay, and then one more important style, that is Bhumija style, that is added to Hoysala architecture. So what is this Bhumija style is that one? That is, it is borrowed from Central Asia, sorry, Central India, not Central Asia. So a miniature shikara is also carved and outside the outer wall of the temples. So along with the major shikara, one miniature shikara will also be there, and that is called as Bhumija style too. And that we can see in Hoysala group of temples. Okay, so miniature shikara along with the is. Again, like I told you, it is known for carvings, known for sculptural panels, and these are Beluru sculptural panels. Okay, these are sculptural panels in Beluru, and look at the 3D kind of sculptures in Hoysala. Like I told you, that is very rich in ornamentation. You can see that image. Then circular pillars you can see. I'll just slide over, you can keep on looking at these images. Circular pillars. It's Hoysaleshwara temple in Halebeedu. Then you can see Channakeshwara temple in Belur. That is one of the examples. Look at this star shape over there. Star shape, Jagati. And walls are also zigzag, not straight. Channakeshwara temple, Belur. Again, all these are in Karnataka. Particularly Belur and Halebeedu are in Assam district of Karnataka. So on the banks of river Ekchi. So some more details we can see, because these are 3 groups of temples which have been added into UNESCO World Heritage Site as the 42nd site. So now we will see some more details. Ekchi banks, Ekchi, then again related to Kaveri river basin itself only. This is Ekakuta. That is only one deity will be there, and that is dedicated to Vaishnavism. That is Channakeshwara. Okay, Channakeshwara. And the Garbhagriha also houses an image of Krishna, that is Keshava. Okay, Vishnu, Vaishnavism. Okay, and step pond is also there. Again, that is one of the features of Dravida we can talk about, the putting of ponds and everything. But this is Hoysala's majorly Vesara. But again, Vesara is again a combination of Nagara and Dravida. So that is Vasudeva Tirtha, that check pond is called. And this was built by king, the very famous king of Hoysala, that is Vishnuvardhana. Very famous king, Vishnuvardhana, in 12th century we can say, that is 1117, built up in 12th century. Okay, and again also called as this particular temple also called as, that is Vijayanarayana temple. Vijayanarayana temple. Okay, so this is Channakeshwara temple of Beluru. And then again you can see Halebeedu. Again zigzag walls, you can look at that one. Zigzag walls, more sculptures. And originally this place was called as Dwarasamudra because of, refers to as a huge reservoir. And Dwarasamudra is famous for attack by Muhammad bin Tughlaq during a time period of East time period, that is 14th century onwards. It is a Dvikuta temple that dedicated to Shiva. 2 shrines, that is one is Hoysaleshwara, another one is Santaleshwara, and both of them are worshipped in Linga form. Shiva is also worshipped in Linga form, and one deity is Hoysaleshwara, other deity is Santaleshwara, and Hoysaleshwara represents the male aspect, and the Santaleshwara aspect represent the feminine aspect. Okay, so that is the masculine aspect also we can call it Hoysaleshwara, and then again Santaleshwara represents the feminine aspect of Shiva. And again built by the same king Vishnuvardhana around the same time period. So Beluru and Halebeedu, the same kind of, the same king too, that is Vishnuvardhana, that is one of the famous kings of Hoysalas. And again last temple that is Keshava temple. Again, you can look at the miniature, we can say short Vimanas over here. It's a Keshava temple is Somnathapura. This is in Mysore district actually, on the banks of river Kaveri. Okay, banks of river Kaveri. And then it is also dedicated to Vaishnavism. 3 gods. This is a Trikuta temple, which are the 3 gods. That is Janardana, Venugopala, then again Keshava. Janardana, Venugopala as well as Keshava. Okay, so and it was built by Somnatha Dandanayaka, not by kings of Vaishalas, but by one of the generals of Vaishala, that is Somanath Dandanayaka, and he was a general in Vaishala king Narasimha III. General of Vaishala king Narasimha III. Okay, so this is 3 major temples of Vaishalas. Okay, so that is Somnathpur, then Alabedu as well as Belur. Then Vijayanagara style, we can also complete this particular style 1335 to 1565, that time period, majorly Dravida. We already talked about Dravida architectural styles. There is little bit influence of Islamic influence is also there. Some Indo-Islamic type of influence are there, particularly due to the Bijapur Sultanate, that is one of the Bahmani kingdoms, which are also contemporary of Vijayanagara. Okay, and walls of the temples are highly decorated. These are also highly decorated in spite of using art stone. So they use art stone, but still it is highly decorated. And again, musical pillars, that is also one of the important features of Vijayanagara styles. And again, tanks and wells, particularly in Dravida, where we can see more Kalyanis, more Kalyana Mantapas, the secular buildings inside the temple complexes in Dravida is that in Vijayanagara styles. Now, secular buildings inside the temple. And what is the secular concept? Kalyana Mantapas, marriage Mantapas. Then again, dancing halls. That is a one question that is asked. Kalyana Mantapas or marriage Mantapas are the features of which of the following temple architecture, and that is Vijayanagara style. And monolithic rock pillars, and monolithic ratha is also there. And one important addition in Vijayanagara style is that one, particularly when the Dravida style began, the road used to be one gateway, there is one gopura. But right now, what Vijayanagara style did is that one, they started adding gopuras or gateways in all sides of the temples, in all direction, in all the 4 directions, they started adding gopuram. So that is also one of the unique features of Dravida too. Now we can see the Indo-Islamic influences in the Vijayanagara style, that is this arch method. This arch method. This is Lotus Mahal. It is an Hampi. It's a resting place for the royals. So Indo-Islamic influences we can see. And now, this is about what are the previous questions we have seen. That concept we understood. Then one more question was also asked about the unique temple question that is asked in 2021. Reference to Chaushat Yogini temple situated near Morena. Consider the following statements. It is a circular temple built during the reign of Kachapakada dynasty, again a Rajput dynasty. It's a Rajput dynasty. It is the only circular temple built in India. Absurd statement. You can just eliminate. It was meant to promote the Vaishnava cult in the region. No. Chaushat Yogini temple is related to mantra, tantra. At the same time, it's also a goddess temple, and there is majorly Shiva, Mahadeva temple will be there. Its design has given rise to popular belief that it was the inspiration behind Indian Parliament building, because that time new Parliament building was being set up in India. So again, related to current affairs. So that is the reason that you have to be very much associated with the current affairs too. So paper reading is what one more important aspect the people misses out, especially preparing for competitive examinations. So again, most of the time, at least if you are very well versed with reading newspapers, if you invest your time in newspaper reading, 2 hours per day, take newspaper reading as a part of your preparation. Take newspaper reading as a part of your preparation itself. Don't think like you just have to read newspaper for the sake of reading for the examination. So take like it as one of the subjects itself. It is one of the subjects itself. So that is how you take it, because most of the time the questions, especially in mains, you can look at what are the current affairs which are in news. The same kind of questions will come in mains also. In prelims also, look at that one. How many times the debate about Indian Parliament was going on. Debate about that the sculpture of lion. That question was asked in 2022 mains. Okay, so then again 2021, that is a parliament construction had begun. Old parliament building was in circular shape, and they say this was the temple that is there. So just to make you people quite easier, okay, with respect to I know the newspaper reading is very, very tedious for you people, but please take it in the right spirit. But just to make your things quite easier, which articles to read and everything, like yesterday in the session I mentioned about my history channel, the History Chronicles by Guru. In the same group, I will also share every day which articles to read from the Hindu newspaper. From the Bengaluru edition, I will share that one. From the Bengaluru edition, you can go through that, check this one on Telegram. Okay, so History Chronicles. Last time also I mentioned this for new, so Chronicles by Guru. So I will share the simple article's name, okay, in short format. Okay, whether it's important from the mains perspective, whether to read that particular article, whether to write down that particular article, I will mention in that particular group channel itself. But I will share it in the evening. Generally, in the evening times I will share it. But history, of course, major focus is on history itself only in this particular channel. I will just every day I will just share about the flow charts. Okay, so in the flow chart way you can understand history concept. In one flow chart, in one particular slide, in one particular PDF, you can understand the overall concept. Okay, so I will keep on sharing in chronological way. Started from the Stone Ages recently. So it is going on now. It started with Indus Valley civilization. So we'll try to cover as much as possible. Now next, we can say that is 1.5 month is there. 1.5 month, we will keep on sharing every day one concept. We'll try to revise in that particular channel. So I think most of the history concepts we will try to cover by the time, if not 100%, but most of the time we'll try to cover them. Most of the concepts we'll try to cover through flowcharts. We'll try to summarize the historical concepts. Okay, so you can just check with that one, History Chronicles, CHRONICLES by Guru, History Chronicles by Guru. Okay, so where I will make newspaper reading is also quite easier. So I will just share the articles you have to read, but I will share it in the evenings, not in the mornings, generally in the evening, because mornings I shall be busy in the classes. So evenings, when I get the time, I will just share it. If I can't share, I'll just put it in the group itself only, and so days it can't be shared, and it will resume. When it will be resumed, everything will be, that guidelines I have given in that particular. Okay, you can check that one. So the statements given above are correct. Okay, so we know this should be wrong. This should be wrong. The reason is that one, it is not Vaishnava. It is majorly a goddess temple as well as Mahadeva temple. There is Shiva related, that kind of thing. So that should be wrong. So 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 4. Okay, so because 2 is wrong. So which should be the answer? Answer is C. See, still, even though answer option is, let's say for example 1 only. How many statements are correct? 2 statements only. 3 statements only, 4 statements only. So how many statements are correct? This statement is correct. Okay, the 4th is correct. That is 1 and 4. So 2 pairs only, no? 2 statements only correct. Simply, if statement is get eliminated, second statement. So obviously 1 only is not. I mean, you can eliminate these 4 onlys. So again, you have to build with like that one. So still is there. Elimination type still works. It's not completely eliminated, but you have to be very patient. So you can look at this particular concept, Chaushat Yogini temple in Madhya Pradesh. It is there. It is built by King Devapala of Kachapakata dynasty. That is again 10th and 11th century. 10th and 11th century of this particular dynasty. But the King Devapala around 11th century we can say. Okay. Again a Rajput dynasty, and 4 yoginis and the goddess Devi. Sorry, 64 yoginis and goddess Devi. It particular temple is related to. And what is yogini means? It's a female master practitioner of tantra and yoga, and equated with or ascribed with goddess Parvati, again related to Shiva, not Vaishnava, not Vishnu, but Shiva. So and again these temples are generally located outside the villages also, because it is known for this tantra kind of practicing. 64 yoginis are worshipped, and an open mantapa will be there in the center. I will show the images. And open mantapa, and that is in the center, that will be sacred to Shiva. One Shiva manifestation will also be there, and the 64 yoginis will also be worshipped. Also called as Mahadeva temple, because it is not related to Vishnu, and that is a statement that was simple. See, all these are very, very simple, nothing complicated, very, very simple concept that is being asked. And is also according to certain sources, it's a venue for giving education on astronomy and mathematics, okay, astrology, mathematics, and on the basis of this position of the sun, on the basis of the position of the sun, and that is how time, that is how astrology, that is how astronomy works. So that is also center of education also, we can say, Chaushat Yogini temple. Okay, so then again, Yogini temples are roofless, because they believe that when yoginis, they fly. That is a belief system. They are roofless temples, circular temples. 64 yoginis will be there, known for tantra practicing, and in the middle there will be Shiva manifestation temple will be there. Okay, so why they are roofless? Because they believe that when yoginis were thought to fly. Okay, so again old parliament building, so probably little bit of inspiration we can say. So away from the other temples also, away from the major settlements also, and this is the central shrine, that is Shiva, and that central shrine you can see over here. The central shrine you can see over here. Okay, the central shrine we can see over here. So this is Chaushat Yogini temple. Okay, and now We answered two important concepts, the major temple conceptual styles we understood. One unique temple architectural style was also asked, that is also we understood. And on 2015, whatever we have learned so far, one question is asked with reference to art and archaeological history of India, which one of the following was made the earliest? They're simply asking chronology. Simply asking chronology. Like Lingaraja temple, Bhubaneswar, we discussed about in Kalinga architecture, that is in medieval times. Okay. Rock cut elephant at Dhauli. Okay, rock cut elephant at Dhauli. Okay, so we will discuss that one. But if you have read basic knowledge of history, the rock cut elephant at Dhauli was built during the time period of Ashoka. Okay, Dhauli, Kalinga again. Then again, rock cut monuments of Mahabalipuram. This is again 5th, 6th, 7th centuries, 8th centuries, little later than Ashoka. Ashoka is BCE time period. Then Varaha image at Udayagiri. This is the time period of Guptas. Is a time period of Guptas. Again, this question, again this is repeated. Mahabalipuram question is repeated. Answer options. We'll see. Next two questions also we'll see. So that is there. In 2014 it is repeated. So this is 2015 and it was there in 2014 also. Before itself only it has repeated. So answer should be here what one? That is rock cut elephant at Dhauli. Questions may not be in chronological order. Concept what we have read. But you can just, that is repetition, the repetition of the themes, you can see like one. Okay, so rock cut elephant, you can look at this concept, Dhauli, that's in Odisha, by Ashoka. It is related to Buddhism because they say that one, that is elephant came in the dream of Maya and that is mother of Buddha. So related to Buddhism. So this is the rock cut elephant. So rock cut elephant at Dhauli in Odisha. And then again Udayagiri caves. So this is a in this particular case, the Varaha image is there. The Varaha image of Vishnu or Varaha avatar of Vishnu. In Madhya Pradesh, that is Udayagiri, Kandagiri caves. One more Udayagiri caves are there, that is in Odisha. Don't get confused to them. And this Udayagiri, Kandagiri of Odisha known for Ati Gumpha inscription. Okay. Ati Gumpha inscription of Karavela. Okay. Of Karavela king, that is it. Okay, so but this Udayagiri is different, that is in Madhya Pradesh, and this is belong to the time period of the Guptas, like I already mentioned, and particularly in Guptas, particularly belong to Chandragupta second patronage. Okay, this is the sculpture of Buhar incarnation of Vishnu, Varaha avatar of Vishnu is notable. One of the earliest Hindu sculptures also we can say, that is around we can talk about 4th century, 4th century AD, and it also has other caves in Udayagiri dedicated to Lord Shiva, Narasimha, that is half lion avatara, half lion, half man, then Narayana addressing Vishnu, and Skanda avatars. That is in Udayagiri. So this is the Boar avatara, Boar incarnation or Varaha avatar. So this is sculpture that is there in Udayagiri hills in Madhya Pradesh. Another Udayagiri hills that is in Odisha, that is known for Ati Gumpha inscription. That is different. Okay, that is completely different. Okay, now look at this question 2014. That is, we can talk about Varaha avatar. Answer option is given in Mount Abu, but we know that is in Udayagiri. Okay, you can eliminate second statement. Eliminate second statement. And Arjuna aspirants, that is in Mamallapuram. That was asked. So probably this one, grand image of Buddha, Mahaparinirvana. That is there in Ajanta. Buddhism majorly known for Ajanta. Buddhism paintings, majorly. Ajanta is majorly, probably you start to overthink over there. Ajanta is known for paintings, how it can be places for sculptures also, but few sculptures of Buddhism is also there in Ajanta. So if the answer options come is Ajanta is completely known for painting, that is wrong, because Ajanta is majorly known for painting, but also certain sculptural elements are also there. Sculptural elements. Look at that one. So how the questions got repeated. That is Varaha avatar, huge image. That is the answer option. No? It was here. Look at this. Varaha image at Udayagiri. 2015. That was there in 2014. Again repeated. Again repeated. So that is the reason that PYQs holds a massive importance. So this question. Now we have already seen that Varaha image. Look at the cave number 26. That is where Mahaparinirvana of Buddha sculptural relief. It is there in Ajanta. Okay, Ajanta. But majorly known for, again, I told you that is known for paintings, but certain sculptural elements we can also see. Then again, descent of the Ganges, we talked about already. It is a relief created during the time period of Narasimhavarman to commemorate his victory over Chalukyan Emperor Pulikeshi II. So linking art and culture with the political system also. Relief was created to celebrate the victory. So this is the descent of the Ganges. It's also called Arjuna's penance. Okay. This is it. So look at this question. With reference to the history of Indian rock cut architecture again. Consider the following statement. 2013. We are coming into rock cut architecture. The caves at we finished the temples and related to Hindu sculptural related topics over here. But right now we are coming into the caves, Ajanta caves, then Badami caves, Sittanavasal caves. This is one more area in we can talk about in art and culture that is kept on getting repeated. Look at how many questions were there. Caves at Badami are the oldest surviving rock cut caves in India. Barbar rock cut caves were originally made for Ajivikas by Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. And then again, at Ellora, caves were made up of different faiths. The caves at Badami, that is a medieval time period, early medieval time period, that is the Chalukyas of Badami. Barbar rock cut caves, that is, it is made for Ajivikas, as said by the statement, but Chandragupta Maurya is majorly known for Jainism. At Ellora, that is, we can see the Indrasabha caves are there, okay, Dumarlena caves are there, and at the same time, we can talk about that is Kailash Nath temple is there. Okay, so different faiths are different in there. Okay, Jainism, Buddhism, everything is there. But we'll understand the concept later. So 1 only, 2 and 3, 3 only, 1, 2, 3. Answer should be C because this is the only correct statement because these are not the oldest. The oldest surviving rock cut caves in India are Barbar rock cut caves belong to Ashoka as well as Dasharatha. Okay, like I mentioned, the oldest rock cut temples in India, it are Barbar rock cut caves. That is in Bihar. Okay, so they are in Bihar. Nagarjuna Hills also they are called as group of caves. Now cave architecture, we will look at the entire cave architecture concept over here. Cave architecture is mainly a popular phenomenon. Popular phenomenon in the sense that is, it is carved by people also. And particularly why the cave architecture began is that during the 600 BC time onwards, we talked about Shravana movement. We talked about Buddhism, Jainism. Okay, so what this Buddhism, Jainism, they are heterodox sects which challenge the orthodox sects. And the monks of Buddhism and Jainism and including Ajivikas also, and they started roaming around. They started roaming around and roaming around in the sense that one, that is to travel from one place to one place to spread the ideals of Buddhism and Jainism. And when traveling from one place to another place, they required places for rest and they looking for caves, natural caves also, some sculptural or we can say carved caves also, and started carving caves also. So that is the reason majorly popular phenomena started during the time of Mauryas. The cave architecture started during the time period of the Mauryas, and they generally used as viharas, the resting places. Okay, and by monks of Buddhism, Jainism. Then again we can talk about Ajivikas. Ajivikas. Okay. So Ajivikas, what they believed in? Okay, so that concept, that is particular concept was there. What is Ajivika? They believed in predeterminism. We can discuss that concept also. Predeterminism. It means your destiny is predetermined. Don't worry about karma. Don't worry about soul, concept, God, nothing. It is also Gnostic school. Don't believe in gods and everything. They just believe in predeterminism. Makali Goshala, Nandavacha, Kisha Sankicha. These are the leaders of Ajivika school. Okay. So Buddhism and Jainism we already discussed about. Ajivikas also we just discussed very briefly, very simple. Predeterminism. It means your destiny is predetermined. No matter what action you take, the destiny cannot be changed. Okay. So traveling from place to place. Again, these caves also were designed, highly polished finish of the interior walls. The decorative gateways, we will see the pictures also over here. And when it is started, I told you, during the time of Ashoka as well as Dasharatha, the grandson of Ashoka. Okay, look at this one, Barbara caves, Nagarjuna caves, also called Lomas Rishi cave. The decorated gateways we can see over here. Decorated gateways we can see over here. So look at another question. Which are the common to the two historical places known as Ajanta, then again Mahabalipuram. Again, look at how the questions are repeating again. Same theme, Ajanta. Again, we will see some more questions about Ajanta as well as cave architecture also. One question we have seen. Okay, so now we are coming into Mahabalipuram. We will discuss. Okay, look at the question. Both are built in the same period. No, Mahabalipuram, Ajanta. Are they the same period? Ajanta by the time period of we can talk about Guptas, then Vakatakas, Mahabalipuram during the time period of Pallavas. Simple dates over here. We have the same religious denomination. Now Ajanta is Buddhism, Mahabalipuram is, we can say, Hinduism, majorly. Both have rock cut monuments. Yes, both are rock cuts. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. 1 and 2. 3 only. 1 and 3. And then after statement given above is correct. The answer is B. 3 only. Because time period is different. One is Pallava time period, another one is Vakataka, then again other time period is Guptas. So now we are talking about the rock cut monuments. Yes, they are rock cut monuments. Simple concept that is asked in 2016 again. 2016. So now we understood the Mahabalipuram, and now we'll come to cave architecture. Cave architecture beginning we have seen, and look at the cave architecture again, how it is keep on repeating the same keywords. Again look at Ajanta caves. Okay, then Lepakshi temple. Okay, then Sanchi Stupa. Sanchi Stupa we will discuss in Stupa architecture. We discuss about Sanchi when we talk about one of the answer options in the ancient history question. So which of this known for murals paintings? Mural paintings. Sanchi Stupa, there are no paintings at all. It's just a relics and commemorative aspect of Buddhism. Ajanta and Lepakshi is there. Okay, Ajanta we definitely know which is known for paintings, and Lepakshi temple in South India is again known for paintings. So one only, 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, again none. So we know the answer is B, 1 and 2. Look at how many times Ajanta caves question is repeated. So then again come to one more question. Consider the following statements. Which one of the following statement is correct? 2021. Ajanta caves again in the gorge of Vagor river. Looking geography over here. We are not going to discuss which rivers. You do it on your own in geography. Okay, then again Sanchi Stupa, again look at again the same answer option is repeating. Okay, then again Pandulena cave, we'll discuss Pandulena caves. Okay, then again Amaravati Stupa, like the gorge of Godavari river. This time one question was asked, Dhanyakataka 2023, that is in the place of Amaravati itself only. Amaravati Stupa again known for very unique stupa, built out of white marble. Built out of white marble in Andhra Pradesh, Amaravati. Okay, so the following statement is correct. The statement is A, because Ajanta caves are located on the gorge of Vagora river. Okay, Vagora river. Look at how many times Ajanta differently it is repeated. So that is the reason we discuss all the caves. That is Ajanta, Ellora, Udayagiri cave, we already discussed about that one. Okay, Sittanavasal cave, every cave we are going to discuss. Again, one more time. Sittanavasal caves, they asked, Baja caves they are asked about. They asked about Ajanta caves. Now the cave theme repeated in a different caves they asked, Baja as well as Sittanavasal. Then Basnagar, I will come to Basnagar, which came into. Let's consider the following statement. Which of the pairs are correctly matched? 2023 this is. 1 only, 2 only, all 3 are none. Basnagar, it is known for Vaishnava or Bhagavatism. Vishnu or Bhagavatism, that is Lord Krishna. Bhagavatism or Krishna. It is not a Shiva. Okay, and it is also known for Heliodorus pillar, is inscription. So answer should, and Baja caves, Buddhist caves, and Sittanavasal in Tamil Nadu, and there are also Jaina caves. Answer is B. Only 2 pairs are there. Only 2 pairs are there. Okay. Now look at Besnagar. What is Besnagar? That is Heliodorus, an ambassador of the Indo-Greek ruler of Takshila, and that is the Indo ruler of Takshila was Antialcidas. So his ambassador was Heliodorus. He was living during the time period of Shungas. Okay, he was the ambassador to Shunga's court, and Shunga's king was Bhagabhadra. Shunga's king was Bhagabhadra, and he issued the Besnagar inscription. Heliodorus issued the Besnagar inscription, that is in Vidisha, that is in Madhya Pradesh, around 100 BC, we can say 113 BC, and called as Garuda pillar inscription. Garuda pillar, and he calls himself as Parama Bhagavata in this particular inscription, that is Bhagavatism. That is, Heliodorus calls himself the worshipper of Lord Krishna, and this is in Brahmi script and Prakrit language. Brahmi script and Prakrit language. Very, very simple. That we covered during when we were talking about Shunga dynasty in our prelims course also, as well as in foundation course also, in ILP course also. So we have covered all these concepts too. Then again, Ajanta caves. We will discuss all the caves one by one. First we will discuss Ajanta, then we will go to Ellora caves, then we will go to Baja, then again Kaneri, then Sittanavasal caves. Every cave we are going to discuss. So rock-cut caves in Sahyadri ranges, that is in Maharashtra, on the banks of Vagora river in Aurangabad district. 29 caves are there in Ajanta, and that is out of them 25 are used as viharas. Viharas means resting places, and other 4 caves are used as chaityals. Chaityals means in Buddhism is prayer halls. Chaityals means prayer halls. So 25 are vihara and 4 are chaityas. And why viharas? The monks. And they developed between 200 BC to 650 AD. But Mahabalipuram, that is 5th, 6th, 7th century AD. This is there from the time period of BC time period itself only. But major patronization given by Vakatakas. Okay. Vakatakas king Arisena. Major patronized by Vakataka king Arisena. So that is again Ajanta and Mahabalipuram are different time periods, we can say. Different time periods. So now features of Ajanta caves, look at that one. Narrative scenes, majorly known for, we can say, the paintings of Buddha, Bodhisattva as well as Jataka stories. Jataka stories are part of Sutta Pitaka. Then Ajanta frescoes, these are paintings are called as frescoes. I will come to what is the meaning of frescoes. And depict religious scenes of Yaksha, Gandharvas, Apsaras, and daily life also. Scenes from everyday life, those paintings we can also see. Okay, and mainly usage of red color, and also absence of blue color we can see in these particular paintings. And includes both Hinayana paintings also as well as Mahayana paintings also. So related majorly Buddhism. It is that is a statement that asks, right? That is both belong to the same religious denomination. No, Ajantas belong to Buddhism, Mahabalipuram belong to Hinduism. So technique of Ajanta painting we can talk about. I told you that is their fresco mural. What is the mural? Mural means paintings on walls. The fresco means water mixing of the color. The color all mixed with water. That is, we can say wet painting. So the fresco means watercolor, mural means painting on walls. There is a technique. It's a 3-step technique. First and foremost, you need to prepare that wall. And how do you prepare the wall? With some clay mix, with cow dung as well as rice husk. Okay, so that is applied on the surface. And then again on top of that one, a lime plaster was applied on that particular surface. And that coating of lime plaster, that will make the surface wet. So on top of that one, the colors were added in that moist surface, because the lime plaster is moist. So that is what watercolor, that is wet paintings, and that is fresco as well as mural. That is a technique that is used in Ajanta paintings. So that moist surfaces letting the colors to seep into the walls of the caves, okay, and that has a lasting image on the surface, and that gives them a lasting image on the surface too. Okay, so these are Ajanta caves in Sahyadri ranges, Aurangabad district, Maharashtra. Very famous tourist attractive places. 29 caves we talked about, and this is a Chaityal, that's a worship hall in Ajanta. Chaitya worship hall. And then again this is Vihara in Ajanta. So Vihara is a resting place, Chaitya is a worship hall. Now look at this question is also asked. Some Buddhist rock cut caves are called Chaitya, while the others are called Vihara. What is the difference between the two? Vihara is a place of worship, Chaitya is the dwelling place. This is a ulta, right? Chaitya is the place of worship and Vihara is the dwelling place, that is a resting place. So answer option is this one, B. Chaitya is 2-part far end of the cave, while Vihara is the all axial to it. There is no material difference between the two. Now we know answer is B. Answer is B. Very, very simple. So again, the simple concept. So you want to understand simple concepts. So you have to keep preparation very, very simple. You don't have to go too much deeper. Basic understanding will do. So one of the famous paintings in Ajanta, again this question is also asked. That is the painting of Padmapani. Like we talked about, right? Bodhisattva concept we talked about. But UPSC started asking about the Bodhisattva concept, and that concept got over. They asked about specific Bodhisattva, and later they started asking about where these Bodhisattva paintings can be seen. Again the same thing, Bodhisattva, again looking at the concept in entirety, in comprehensive manner. This is a Bodhisattva Padmapani. We know different names of these Bodhisattvas are the Avalokiteshvara, Lokeshwara, Manjushri, Maitreya. These kind of questions were asked. We discussed about all of them. Bodhisattva Padmapani, this painting in Ajanta caves. And again this question, 2017. Bodhisattva Padmapani is one of the most famous and oft illustrated paintings found at Ajanta, Badami, Bagh, then Ellora. We know the answer is Ajanta. So we will discuss Badami caves also. We will discuss Bagh, we will discuss Ellora too. So again, all the aspects of all the answer options are being cleared up over here. So this is again pillar paintings in Ajanta. Pillar paintings in Ajanta. Okay. And one thing we have already seen, that sculpture in Ajanta is also found. The Parinirvana culture. Along with the Parinirvana culture, some statues of Buddha can also be found. that one sculpture I found, I showed in the previous questions, in the previous concept when I was discussing about descent of the Ganges. One question was asked in 2014. Okay, so this is Buddha statue can be found over here. Now we are coming to Ellora caves in Maharashtra again. This is also there in Maharashtra itself. So known for architecture, unlike Ajanta, which is known for paintings, but Ellora is known for architecture. A group of 34 caves. Brahmanical caves are also there, 17. 12 Buddhist caves are there. Then again Jaina caves are also there. So that is a question that is asked in 2013. That's Ellora caves. We can see denomination of different faith. Brahmanical faith, there is Hindu faith, Buddhist as well as Jaina faith. Okay, so around 5th and 11th century AD. Again time period 5th and 11th century AD, that is asked. And newer compared to Ajanta caves. The Ajanta caves are older. Ellora caves are slightly newer and is built by various guilds. But that one, Ajanta, major patronage is given by Vakadaka king, that is Harisena. But here, major patronage by various guilds. What do we mean guilds? That is also we understood the concept. Guilds means association of various arts and crafts. Okay, and these guilds came from different areas of South India. That's particularly Karnataka region, Tamil Nadu region, and Vidarbha region. And that is the reason we can see natural diversity, because there is different cultural affinities are there. So the different cultural affinities is reflected in this particular architectural styles of Ellora. So this cave reflect a natural diversity in terms of themes and architectural styles, because we are talking about they are coming from different cultural background. These guilds came from different cultural background. Now Buddhist caves, some of the examples. This is a Vishwakarma cave. It is called as, it is a Chaitya cave, also called as Carpenter's cave. The reason why it is called as Carpenter's cave is because of the carvings. The rock carving has been given the appearance of a wooden beam. Okay, it looks like a big wooden beam, and that is the reason it is called as Vishwakarma cave. And some mudras of Buddha is also asked. Bhumi Sparsha Mudra, one question asked. I think I forgot to add that particular question. You can go and check that one. That question is also asked. Mudras of Buddha is asked. And this is here one mudra of Buddha. That's called as Vyakhana Mudra. It means teaching. So one Bhumi Sparsha Mudra, that question was asked. I guess it was asked in either 2012, I guess, in Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. So please check with Mudra concept also. I think I forgot to add that question over here. So please check with that Mudra concept question is also that is asked. Okay. So that one question I missed, I guess. Okay. And Bodhi tree is carved in back of the head of Buddha. That is there. Then again, Hindu caves we can see. That is at Vishnu at Dashavatara temple. Dashavatara Ellora temple. Okay, Ellora, that is Shiva temples are also there. Vishnu temples also there. So Dashavatara cave related to Lord Vishnu. Okay, and then again one of the famous sculptures inside the temple, that is Kailashnath temple. Okay, which is famous sculpture is that one, that is Ravana shaking Mount Kailasha. Okay, Kailash temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, and within this temple that is a one sculpture is there. That sculpture is that is Ravana shaking Mount Kailasha, and that is the place of Lord Shiva, and is built by Rashtrakuta king Krishna I, and it's a monolith rock temple we can say. It is in Dravida style. Okay, so this Kailash temple that is in Dravida style. Okay, that is in Dravida style. And inside this temple, this Kailashnath temple, there is one sculpture, this sculpture, that is wall of Kailash temple, that depicting Ravana shaking Mount Kailasha. Ravana shaking Mount Kailasha. Okay, so this is Kailashnath temple, that is Dravida style, because it is pyramid style, right? It's pyramid style, not curvilinear. Okay, so this is built by Rashtrakuta king Krishna I. It's a Kailashnath temple. So within Hinduism also, that we can talk about the Vishnu temples are also there, and Shiva temples are also there. Where? Vishnu and Shiva temples, that is there in Ellora. Okay, and this is again one more, that is Shiva sculpture in Kailashnath temple. So that is another one, that is we talked about already, that is Mount Kailasha. It is being shaken by Ravana, that is also there, and this is another Shiva sculpture. Other caves in Ellora, Dhumarlena caves of Shiva, then Rameshwar temple, then again 2 Jaina caves are there, the Indra Sabha cave as well as Jagannath Sabha cave. So then again come to Bagh caves, that is Bagh river, on the banks of Bagh river in Madhya Pradesh. We discussed Ajanta, we discussed Udayagiri cave, now we are coming into Bagh caves. These are a group of 9 Buddhist caves, we can see over here. They are the 6th century AD, is the time period. They can ask for match the following of these particular caves also. They can ask for chronology of these caves also. Similar to Ajanta caves in the sense that is known for mural paintings. So Ellora caves known for architecture, but Bagh caves are known for mural paintings. Okay, these are Bagh caves. Okay, these are Bagh caves. That is in Madhya Pradesh, Bagh river. Then again, Junagadh caves in Gujarat. Again, in Buddhist caves. Okay, unique feature of Junagadh caves is that is a present a one fort is there. That is citadel is also called as one fort. So in front of the caves also, in front of one of the prayer hall, that is Chaityal, known as Uppercourt, that is a citadel, 30 to 50 feet high citadel can be seen, and that is one of the unique features of Junagadh cave. It's a Buddhist caves we can say, and also it's the influence of Shatavahana architecture, influence of Greco-Scythian also, in combination with Greco-Scythian. So much we can say a little bit of foreign influence is also there. That is Greco-Scythians. Okay, it has to be GREA. Okay, so Greco. Okay, Greco-Scythian style, and this is Junagadh caves. That's in Gujarat. And again, Nasik caves. It's a very factual group of 24 Buddhist caves. Pandavleni caves. That one answer option was there. Pandavlena. 1st century AD. So there is Hinayana influence of footprint symbols we can see, and Mahayana themes also we can see. Mahayana influence of idols also we can see. So this is sculptural we can talk about. Sculptural idols we can see in this particular caves, the Nasik caves. And also place for we can talk about Godavari river, origin of Godavari river. And also this particular place also known for rainwater harvesting or water management skills of those particular people. Excellent system of water harvesting, which water tanks also they have carved over there. Presence of water tanks carved out of solid rocks in Nasik caves. So you can look at this one, the water caves. This is water tanks carved out of the stone in Nasik caves. So then other caves, Badami caves. This was also there in the particular answer of in 2013 itself. Only this particular caves was there. So then again, Hindu and Jain and Buddhist cave temples in Karnataka. Again, Badami Chalukya time period, Chalukyan style of rock cut architecture. Badami is also called as Vatapi Nagara. Vatapi is also the name of Badami in Karnataka, Bagalkot district. Around 6th and 8th century AD, there is the same time period of Badami Chalukyas. And is discovered recently in 1924 by an American art historian, Stella Kramrisch. She is an American art historian. Recently it is discovered. The 4 caves are there, 4 cave temples. Other minor caves are also there, but majorly 4 cave temples which are dedicated to different faiths. The first cave that we can talk about, Shiva in Nataraja form, red sandstone cave. Second cave, Vishnu in Trivikrama form or dwarf form. In third cave, Lord Vishnu is portrayed as Narasimha and Varaha and Harihara, that is Shiva and Vishnu. And fourth cave is about Mahavira in a sitting posture, and some minor caves, that is where Buddha and Bodhisattvas images are there. So studies are recently related to all the 3 religious denominations, that is Hinduism, and then again Jainism as well as Buddhism also. Okay, Lord Mahavira in sitting posture in the 4th cave. Third cave, again this class for match the following also. First cave at Badami, second cave at Badami, third cave at Badami, 4th cave at Badami, minor caves at Badami. And these are 4 are well discovered, are well we can say interpreted, and some more excavations or we can say some more research is going on. So these are the 4 are well defined. Okay, these are Badami caves. That is a question that asked now 2013. Badami caves are the oldest surviving rock cut. Oldest surviving rock cut caves are Barbara Hills, Nagarjuna Hills, Lomasushi Hills. Okay. Then again Bajra caves, Maharashtra. Then again Buddhist 22 rock cut caves. Many stupas and viharas are there. Okay, stupas and viharas in Bajra caves. Just look at these ones. So most of the caves are Buddhist related. So that's what we are trying to understand over here. So most of the caves are Buddhist related over here. And then again Canary caves, that is Maharashtra, inside Sanjay Gandhi National Park. So I'm trying to interlink with other subjects also. Buddhist caves known for paintings also, known for sculptures also. So then again Canary comes from Sanskrit word, it means Krishnagiri, that is black mountains. Okay, so that is a basic meaning is black mountain. Krishna means actually the Krishna Varna. Krishna Varna means that is we can say a dark skin. Okay, so major referred to black, that is Canary. Canary means Sanskrit word Krishnagiri, black mountain. And again Elephanta caves, that is mainly Hinduism in Maharashtra, Shaivism. Buddhist relief sculptures are also there on Elephant Islands, and that is the reason that name Elephanta came given by Portuguese, but the ancient name was Garapuri. The Elephanta name given by Portuguese. Okay, name given by Portuguese. but the ancient name was Garapuri. Okay, so Shiva as well as Buddhism. This can be seen. Okay. And then last caves we can talk about the Sittanvasal caves in Tamil Nadu. And 2nd century to 7th century, that is when these caves were developed. And this means the abode of the great saint, the Sittanvasal. So Vasal is a place, Vasal means in Tamil. So it's also called as a river Koil. Koil also means temple, we can say in Tamil language. So Aryans, we talked about the concept of Aryans in Buddhism and Jainism also. One who attained knowledge, and one who attained the supreme knowledge in Jainism is called as Jina and Tirthankara also. Aryans is equal to Jina, who achieved Kevalajnana, that is also called Keval in Jainism. So related Jainism this is. That is in 2023 question paper is asked, no? So if you had taken one particular question, if you had analyzed all the caves of India, so you definitely would have come across Sittanvasal, and that analysis would have helped you answer. That's 2023 question. 2023 question. Okay. These are again rock cut temples developed between 2nd and 7th century, and mural paintings are also there. Mural frescoes that belong to the time period of Pandyas. Pandyas, one of the major kingdoms which ruled over Tamil Nadu. Okay, and you can see sculptures and paintings of Tirthankaras. That is majorly Jainism, right? That is Aryans and Jaina, and their sculptures and paintings can also be seen over here. Okay, these are Sittanvasal. So all the caves, Baja caves, Canary caves, Elephanta caves. Okay, then again we have looked at from 360-degree angle of all the caves in India which was there. Okay, so now one more concept we are coming into. Some temples were asked. So different Jyotirlinga temples were asked. So now finished with the temple architectural concept, then again the cave architectural concept. So now we are coming into some within art and culture, some specific concepts were asked, some Jyotirlingas concepts were asked. Okay, so which of the following is sun temple, which of the following, okay, so related to Jyotirlinga, few questions were asked. In 2017, like, which of the following was a sun temple? Okay, so the Omkareshwar, that is if you know, okay, so particularly that is majorly a Jyotirlinga. Okay, so if you could have eliminated these 3 statements, B, C, D, and the only one left is that is 1. Okay, so we will discuss all the Jyotirlingas because some of them were also in news. So again, a few more questions were also asked, but I have given the names of all the sun temples also. Okay, so Arasavalli, that is one thing. All other sun temples in India. So everything that is Konark, then again Mudera Sun Temple. Okay, so all these things I have given the list over here. So all this temple list you can go through that one. And now we'll one more question you can look at that one. Again related to new circuit house near Somnath temple. Again current affairs. Again quite important. Okay, so current affairs quite important. This was in news. Somnath temple. Okay, Jyotirlingas, Mahakaleshwar. All these things for us in news too. So the Prime Minister recently inaugurated a new circuit house near Somnath temple at Veraval in Gujarat. Which of the following statements are correct regarding Somnath temple? Somnath temple is one of the Jyotirlinga shrines. It is also called as the first Jyotirlinga. It is also called as the description of Somnath temple was given by Al-Biruni. Pran Pratishthan of Somnath temple was done by Radhakrishna. Actually, it was done by Rajendra Prasad. Okay, so that is you can eliminate the third statement. I can left with only 1 and 2. So we'll discuss all the Jyotirlingas. We'll discuss. We can talk about Somnath temple, all the Jyotirlingas, all the 12 actually 12 Jyotirlingas are there. We'll discuss them, but these are the most important Jyotirlinga. But according to certain sources, there are 64 Jyotirlingas. We cannot discuss all those things. We'll discuss the 12 Jyotirlingas one by one with images, which are the important things. We'll discuss all of them. So because there is a one theme that we recognize might be few questions over there. Okay, so that is the reason we'll discuss those things also. So Jyotirlingas concept we'll come to. We'll discuss all the Jyotirlingas, that is 12 Jyotirlingas. Now what are Jyotirlingas? First we understand the concept over there is a representation of Shiva in Linga form. That Linga, that's the word itself is there. And it's also called as Lingam of light. Jyotirlinga, that is Jyoti represents particularly in Kannada language, probably in Hindi also, in Sanskrit also, that is light. Okay, so Lingam of light. And then again Shiva Mahapurana mentions 64 Jyotirlingas, but Adi Shankaracharya mentions about 12 Jyotirlingas majorly. So Shankaracharya mentions about out of the 64 Jyotirlingas, the 12 are quite important. Okay, so this is the concept of Jyotirlinga, but how they emerged, how they evolved. Okay, so how they evolved, that is also important. The legend of origin. A legend of origin is that when the Brahma and Vishnu, they had kind of an argument. Brahma, there is the god of creation and the god of preservation. They were having an argument over their supremacy. That's who is supreme, whether Brahma or Vishnu. Okay, now Shiva entered to settle the debate. And according to legend, that Shiva pierced the entire world into she pierced the world into 3 worlds and appearing as a huge and infinite pillar of light. That is the Jyotirlinga. That light is called as the Jyotirlinga. And now we asked Lord Brahma and Vishnu to find the start and the end of this particular column of light. Okay, but Brahma lied About finding that one. Brahma lied about finding the end and cursed by Shiva not to be worshipped. And then again, Vishnu accepted he could not find and will be eternally be worshipped. That is the reason that is we rarely see the Brahma temples in India. Okay, so and Jyotirlinga shrines also regarded as the temples where Shiva appeared as this fiery column of light. So where this Jyotirlinga appeared, and these 12 Jyotirlingas are quite important over there. Like I told you, that is Shankaracharya who revived Hinduism in 800 AD, that is around 8th century AD. So he mentioned 12 important Jyotirlingas in his Dvadasha Jyotirlinga Stotram. That is right to Shankaracharya. Again, Shankaracharya question is a Ramanujacharya question was asked. So we will combine Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya and Madhvacharya. We will understand that concept also. So this is about the Jyotirlinga's origin. So it's about to settle the debate between Brahma and Vishnu. That is Shiva pierced the world, 3 worlds and appearing in the column of light. And these Jyotirlingas places where Shiva appeared as this column of light and where Shiva worshipped in Linga form. And certain Jyotirlingas are also Shakti Pitam. It means along with Shiva, and Shiva's consort is also worshipped over there. Only few places like Malika, Srisailam, Mallikarjuna. Then again, we can talk about Mahakaleshwar. These are Shakti Pitam along with Jyotirlingas also. We'll discuss one by one. And the 12 holy places are very, very auspicious. And that is at this site, primary images lingam, like I already told you. At the same time, represent the beginning, less as well as the endless Stamba pillar, and symbolizing infinite nature of Shiva. The infinite nature of Shiva can be seen in this particular 12 are very, very holy. These are represented in this map also. Kedarnath, Vishwanath, Vaidyanath, Mahakaleshwar, Omkareshwar, Grishneshwar, Bhimshankar, Nageshwar, Trambakeshwar, then again Somnath, Srishaila, then again Ramlingeshwara. Okay, so these are the 12 Jyotirlingas that is there in India. And they can ask for which state has the most number of Jyotirlingas. Then they can ask for northern, southern, highest, western, eastern. This kind of question can also be asked. So these are the lists I have given over here. Okay, so where they are located. Same thing, which were a list we have seen, and that is there in this particular list form. Which state? In map you might not able to figure out, but here the list of the Jyotirlingas and which state they are there, which city they are there, and that is also been given. So Somnath, Mallikarjun, Andhra Pradesh, again Mahakaleshwar, Kedarnath, Omkareshwar, Nageshwar, Bhimshankar, Trimbakeshwar, Grishneshwar, Kashi Vishwanath in UP, Vaidyanath, or called Vaidyanath in Jharkhand, Rameshwara in Tamil Nadu, and most of them are in, we can talk about Maharashtra, and that is we can talk about 4 are there. Then Uttarakhand, Kedarnath is there. Okay, I can ask for match the following also, see simply. First we will talk about Somnath. Okay, so we will have darshan of all the Jyotirlingas now. Okay, so Somnath in Gujarat. So this Somnath temple, that is Somnath means Lord of Soma. It is related to moon god also sometimes. And then site also called as the Prabhasha, that is the place of splendor, the glorious splendor and gloriousness of Shiva, and regarded as the first among the 12. And this place, it is called as the first among the 12 Jyotirlingas. And this who mentioned about these 12 Jyotirlingas, that is Adi Shankaracharya in his Stotan Jyotirlinga Stotram as mentioned. But overall there are 64 Jyotirlingas, but these 12 Jyotirlingas are very famous. And the first among the 12 is Somnath temple. Okay, architecture resembles the Chalukya style, the Gujarat Chalukya style. We can talk about, we already discussed about that particular style. And this is Nageshwar, that is in Maharashtra, Nageshwar temple. So that is again, Aunda Naganath temple is also called as, built by Sevana during the Sevana dynasty, Yadava dynasty we discussed about. Look at how the questions are revolving around the repeated themes, whether political theme, whether art and culture theme. Okay, so 13th century, it goes back to. And that Nandi, the Vahana of Shiva, we talked about one of the important components of Indian temples. It is located on the back side of the temple because one of the Maharashtra Bhakti saint, he was denied entry when he was singing songs in front of the temples. He was denied entry, at the same time he was made to discrimination, and he went to back side of the temple. Then he started singing that particular song, and now the Shiva, they say according to legend, he turned backwards to listen to the song of that particular Bhakti saint. That is, we can say Namadev while singing bhajans in front of the temple and got insulted because of lower caste. Now we went backside of the temple. Now Bhagat Namadev went backside of the temple and started singing bhajans over there, and now Shiva turned. Okay, so God, in order to be in sight of the devotee to listen to bhajans, he revolved the temple too. Okay, that is the reason Nandi is located on the backside of this particular. That is the uniqueness about Nageshwar temple in Maharashtra. Then again Bhimshankar temple, again in Maharashtra. Okay, Bhimshankar, and again Bhimshankar temple in Bhimshankar forest range. Bhima river originates over here. It is in Nagara style in Maharashtra, but it's in Nagara style. Again, we discussed this particular temple architectural styles, and this is Gopura Shikara of the temple was built by Nana Fadnavis. Particularly, Nana Fadnavis is related to first Anglo Maratha war also. Okay, so Nana Fadnavis, one of the Peshwas or one of the chief ministers of the Peshwas. That is again when trying to interrelate between the concept. This is the third Jyotirlinga, that's Bhim Shankar. In Maharashtra again, in Nagara style, Bhima river originates, Gopura Shikara of the temple was built by Nana Fadnavis. Then again Trambakeshwar, okay, this is Trambakeshwar, okay, again in Maharashtra, this is another temple, another Jyotirlinga. And again Nasik in Maharashtra, on the banks of river Godavari, located between three hills, that is Brahmagiri, Nilagiri as well as Kalagiri. So then a temple has three lingas representing Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma. So again there are quite uniqueness. Now here Vishnu and Brahma is also represented in linga form over in Trimbakeshwar, but majorly Shiva, but again some uniqueness about this particular temple. Again we have to focus on this basic uniqueness about the different places, particularly in art and culture. The visualization matters, that is the reason I am putting this particular temple images also, so that it will stay in your memory for a quite period of time. So that's what. Then Grishneshwar, another temple, another Jyotirlinga, again in Maharashtra, also called as Gushmeshwar temple, located in Ellora, Aurangabad district, Maharashtra again. And this Gushneshwara means Lord of Compassion, the Shiva represented in compassionate format, in linga format, that's in Grishneshwar. This is one of the Jyotirlingas we can say. And then again Mahakaleshwar, very very famous temple, Mahakaleshwar. Recently Mahakaleshwar was also been news for a couple of months too. Again in Madhya Pradesh, on the banks of river Shipra in Ujjain, and only Jyotirlinga facing the south. Only Jyotirlinga that is facing the south, very very rare. Okay, so most of the Hindu temples faces east. And idol of Mahakaleshwar is known to be Dakshinamukhi, because Dakshina south represents death actually. Okay, all other faces east, but here it facing the south. South represents death, and people who are suffering from any kind of diseases, okay, people worship Mahakaleshwar to prevent untimely death also. Okay, so that is Mahakaleshwar uniqueness. And also this shrine is revered as one of the 18 Mahashakti Pita also. Shakti Pita is related to Shakti goddess, that is the mother goddess, and some of the Jyotirlingas are also worshipped along with Shiva as well as his consort. His consort in various formats. The very major consort is Parvati, but Parvati is also worshipped in different attributes too, like Brahmaramba. Okay, so different attributes are there. Okay, Durga is also one of that one. So, and it's all of the shrines of the Vaipusthalams sung by Tamil Shaivites, Nayanar Appar, Shaiva Nayanars, Shaiva shrines, and in their verses, in their singings, they have mentioned about certain places, and the places are called as Vaipusthalams, and this place has been mentioned in those particular poems too. Poems of Tamil Shaivites, Nayanar Appar, that is called as Vaipusthalam. So Vaipusthalam means places mentioned in the songs composed for Lord Shiva in Tamil Nadu. So certain Jyotirlingas can be seen in the songs of these Nayanar Shaivas. So Shaiva Nayanars in their songs. Okay, so and that songs Vaipusthalam means one of the Jyotirlingas, or we can say some of the Jyotirlingas that are mentioned as Vaipusthalams too. And that is we can talk about Mahakaleshwar. That is in Madhya. This Omkareshwar again in Madhya Pradesh only. Omkareshwar in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and this is on the island of Kandwa or Mandatata in Narmada river. There are two major temples here of Shiva. So one is on the island, one is on the major land. Omkareshwar, whose name means Lord of Omkara, located in the island. On the mainland, one more Shiva temple is there, that is called as Mamleshwar or Amaleshwar. It means the immortal Lord or Lord of the immortals or Devas, located on the mainland. Okay, that island is in Narmada river. Okay, so Narmada it has become, so this becomes, so that is, sorry, so that should be Narmada river. So this is Omkareshwar. Okay, so very very uniqueness. 1 or 2 points, 2 to 3 points about certain places. Again, that will keep you in very good stead. That will keep you in very good stead, and you will be more confident about getting into the examination. Okay, then again, Mallikarjun temple, one of the famous temples in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana border, we can say, on the banks of river Krishna, Mallikarjuna river. Mallikarjuna Srisailam, that is Andhra Pradesh, on the banks of river Krishna. Okay, so then again called as Kailash of the south. It's called as Kailash of the south, and here Brahmaramba, and that is the consort of Shiva, Parvati, that is worshipped in Brahmaramba. So the overall temple name is Brahmaramba Mallikarjuna temple. Brahma Mallikarjuna temple, and dedicated to Shiva as well as Parvati. This is also one of the Shakti Peetham. Mahakaleshwar is Shakti Peetham. Then again, Mallikarjuna temple, Brahmarama Mallikarjuna temple is also Shakti Peetham. So that is what, which of the following Jyotirlingas are also Shakti Peetham, okay, where Shiva along with his consort is worshipped. That is Mallikarjuna temple, Srisailam, then again Brahmarama temple, Mahakaleshwar temple. Okay, it's one of the 18 Shakti Peethas along with Mahakaleshwar, and worshipped with jasmine. One of the flowers is used, locally called as Mallika in Telugu. So that is the reason the name of the god is also comes out of this particular the flower that is used for worship of the temple, worship of Lord Shiva, that is Mallika, okay, Mallikarjuna temple. And again Vijayanagara style of architecture, you can look at this architecture, pyramid style, pyramid style, Gopuram. So this is Mallikarjuna temple. Again interlinking various concepts over here, interlinking various concepts, Mallikarjuna, Srisailam temple. And then again you can talk about Kedarnath temple, very famous, it is also in news. Okay, then Kedarnath in Uttarakhand in Garhwal Himalayan range near the Mandakini river, and due to extreme weather in this particular place, UK we known for, that is Uttarakhand is known for. So this temple is generally open to the public between the months of April as well as November, that is called as between Akshaya Tritiya phase as well as Kartika Purnima, that is in autumn full moon. Then again carried down to Ukimat, that is further south, to be worshipped for the next 6 months. So that particular deity, that is, it is worshipped at Kedarnath also in certain months, in Ukimat also in certain months too. So this is Kedarnath. It is also highest among the 12 Jyotirlingas. Highest means you are talking from the sea level, which is the highest Jyotirlinga, and that is Kedarnath. Of course Himalaya, highest from the sea level, and this is Kedarnath we can talk about. Okay, so highest Jyotirlinga, that is Kedarnath. And then again this temple is sung by Appar, Sundarar and Sekkilar in one of the Tevaram texts, and that's the singing verses or singing textbooks are called as Tevaram. In this Tevaram textbooks, one place is mentioned, that place is called as Vaipustalam, and that one place is called as the Kedarnath. We also talked about the previous one of Jyotirlinga is also Vaipustalam, that is mentioned. Okay, so these also mentioned. So that is mentioned by in songs of these particular Shaiva saints, that is Appar, Sundarar, Sekkilar. Okay, then again Tirugnana Sambandar. Okay, again Tamil pronunciation could be different. Okay, so sometimes they can ask, sometimes UPSC is also fond of certain terms. You got two terms over here, Tevaram, it's a textbooks, or we can say verses of Tamil poets, particularly Shaiva poets, Nayanar, Shaiva Nayanars. And in Tamil, those textbooks, the Tevaram textbooks, one place is mentioned, that place is called as Vaipustalam. What is this Vaipustalam? Jyotirlinga. Kedarnath Jyotirlinga has been mentioned over there. And Mahakaleshwar also we discussed, that is also Vaipustalam, that is also mentioned by one more Shaiva Nayanar. Okay. And then again, Lingam is of irregular shape over here. In most of the places we can see that is very in regular shapes, but here Linga is worshipped in irregular shape too. Okay. So this is Kashi Vishwanath. Again this is news for various reasons, for political reasons also. So Vishwanath temple in UP, meaning Lord of the Universe, on the banks of the river Ganga. They can ask for rivers and other match the following of Jyotirlingas also. Okay, so you want to achieve moksha, you want to achieve liberation. In Hinduism tradition is that one, that is you visit to the temple, I have the darshanam, at the same time you can take bath in the holy river Ganga and you achieve liberation. That is also one of the belief system is there. Okay, so it's one of the shrines, again one of the Vaipustalams along with Kedarnath, Vishwanath, Mahakaleshwar, and this place is sung by Tamil Shaivite Nayanar Sambandar. So different Shaiva saint mention about different Jyotirlinga, and that particular place is called as Vaipustalam. In their textbooks are called as what? Tevaram textbooks. The textbooks are called as Tevaram textbooks. Okay, so these are the terms we can talk about. Then in Vaidyanath, also called as Vaidyanath, represents Shiva as a doctor, that is Vaidya. Okay, Vaidyanath also Shiva as a, that is Vaidyanath, Jharkhand it is in, Vaidyanath temple, the temple complex with additional 21 other temples also. Okay, so that is Shiva acted as a doctor to Ravana when he sacrificed his yets, to heal the injuries of Ravana when he sacrificed his tenets. So that is Vaidyanath, that is place in Jharkhand. And also this place is also known for one yatra, that is called as Kanvar Yatra, and carrying the holy waters of Ganga to offer to Vaidyanath from Bihar. Okay, from Bihar, Sultanganj, to collect the sacred waters of Ganges, and they offer it to Vaidyanath, and that yatra is called as Kanvar Yatra. So we are trying to understand the concepts in a comprehensive way. I think this should be enough. All these things should be enough to give a good understanding about the art and culture things. Okay, so we are covering quite extensively, even though it is very rapid pace, but we are trying to cover as much as possible because of the time paucity. Then last one, Rameshwaram. Okay, last one is Rameshwaram, Tamil Nadu. Okay, Rameshwaram, Ramalingeshwara, it's also called as Tamil Nadu, Ramanatha Swami temple. They can Appar, Sundar, then again Sambandar have glorified this temple with their songs, Tevaram songs called as Vaipusthalams. In those songs mentioned on a sthala, that is Vaipusthalam, and it has the longest corridor among all the Hindu temples in India. According to mythology, that is this lingam of Ramanatha Swami was worshipped by Lord Rama, having been established and worshipped by Lord Rama before going into Sri Lanka to rescue Sita. Then again, one more linga is there that was brought by Lord Hanuman. Okay, so one built by Rama from sand. That is another one is brought by Hanuman from Kailash, called as Vishwalingam. So Ramalingam as well as Vishwalingam. So two lingas are there. So again, three lingas in one particular Jyotirlinga. In one particular Jyotirlinga, this linga is in irregular shape. So different uniqueness of there. So all the 12 Jyotirlingas we have discussed about. Okay, and the temple is one of the holiest place. It's also called as Chardams also, Hindu Chardam, 4 divine sites along with Rameshwaram, that is Badrinath, Puri as well as Dwarka. So that is also related to Rameshwaram too. That is one thing. Choda Chardam, another concept is there. That is also, you can look at that one, Chardam concept and Choda Chardam concept, because that is also has been in news. So because of the ecological issues, but they can link with art and culture, like how the Chaushat Yogini temple has been linked with Parliament building. Then again, you can look at that one because that is been in news. Chardam issues that have been in news. So one more theme that is asked in UPSC PYQs is that one, that is about the stupa concept, that is asked in 2023. The concept of stupa is Buddhist in origin. At the same time, stupa was generally a repository of relics, and it has the commemorative as well as votive aspect of structure in Buddhist tradition too. Okay, so this is, I think you must have read, I think stupas are pre-Buddhist mount. Stupas are pre-Buddhist, but they were adopted and made famous by Buddhism. Okay, so that is first statement is wrong actually, and also repository of relics, the famous Buddha's relics also, and at the same time that is whatever the things that is used by Buddha. So those kind of things were used and to protect them. So it is a repository of relics. At the same time, some people constructed due to their owners as well as to commemorate certain events also. So that aspect is definitely there in stupas too. So only one, only two, all three are, and we know the first statement is wrong. So that is the reason, that is only two pairs are correct, or two statements are correct. That is second statement correct and the third statement is correct. Now we discuss one literature, Avadana literature. We will look at the ancient history video. So we discuss about Niti Prakarana, Avadana, which of the following are Jaina literature. In one of the literature, like I think I must have mentioned, this particular aspect of stupa is mentioned, and which that particular literature is that one, that is stupa architecture. We will come to that particular literature also, Avadana architecture. That is where it has been mentioned. The stupas are burial mounds. We will understand the stupa as a concept. Dome under which relics are kept. Relics of Buddha also, some other related to Buddhism also, and before Mauryas only it is existed. That is a Vedic times only that stupa architecture was existed, and relics and ashes of the dead people were kept over here. Okay, so relics and ashes of the dead people were kept, but popularized by Buddhists. They were adopted by Buddhism and is popularized by Buddhist people too. Okay, and then look at this particular question. Consider the following statement. I think we oh yes, we solved this question. So now some facts about the Buddhist particular question we can talk about, the stupa concept. That is, Buddhist texts mention about the commemorative aspect of the stupa. Avadana Shatakam, this is the literature I was talking about, that is mentioned over there, that particular mention. And this textbook mentioned Mula Sarvastivada school, Mahavadana, Stupa Vadanam, and even some Jaina literature also, like Raya Pasaneya Sutta, refers to the commemorative aspect as well as the votive aspect of the stupa. So where is mentioned? Particularly in this particular literature, and this particular literature has been asked in one of the prelims questions too. What is this Avadana Shatakam? We discuss Avadana literature. It's a Buddhist literature. It's a past lives and virtue deeds of the, and past lives virtues deeds led to the subsequent lives events, correlating the both the lives and explain the workings of karma. And example that is a part of Avadana or Apadana literature is Divya Vadana, Mahavastu, Avadana Shataka, the century of noble deeds. This particular literature we discuss in ancient history. You can go and check that one. And there is Divya Vadana is there. It's belong to Mula Sarvastivada school, Mahavastu, and in Mahavastu only that we have the references of 16 Mahajanapadas. Again, interlink all these kind of things. So it's a great book belong to Mahasangika school or Lokottaravadin school. It's a hagiography of Buddha. So hagiography means biography of the saintly people. And this Divyavadana, that is in Sanskrit. Ashokavadana is part of the Divyavadana. It belongs to Sarvastivada school. It means the heavenly legend. Divyavadana means. So all this. So that is one related concept leading to questions in next year or so. Okay, so that is how questions are being repeated. The repeated themes, that is whatever the themes are there. So know them very in a comprehensive manner. Because one question is getting related to other question. Answer options are getting related to other questions too. Okay, now stupas, we'll understand. After Buddha's 9 stupas were built in UP, Bihar as well as in Nepal. So in Nepal, Kapilavastu, Allakappa, then again Ramagrama. In Bihar, we can talk about Rajagraha, Vaishali, then again Vetadipa and Pava. And then again in Uttar Pradesh, in Piplavina, then again Kushinagar. Then Sanchi Stupa, we know that is built by Ashoka. And at the same time, Sarnath Stupa was also built by Ashoka. We discussed about Sanchi Stupa also. We discussed the Stupa architecture. We already discussed about, we can talk about the Jyotirlingas. We discussed about the temple architectural concept. We discussed about cave architecture. Now we are talking about Stupa architecture. So this is one of the, again, the areas that is where the questions are coming from. Now it is the basic parts of Stupas, Chatras, Yasti, Yasti maybe. So Armika, stairways, Anda, okay, then Toranas. These are gateways. So these Toranas are gateways. Okay. So in different directions of this particular stupa. So then we can look at this, all these particular places. So all these particular parts rather, not places. So what is Yasti means, what is Chatras means. Chatras, so they represent 3 jewels, Triratna of Buddhism. Buddha, Sangha, Dhamma, that is one thing. This Yasti, they represents one of the axis mundi to the center of the earth, around which universe is revolving. That is a concept in Buddhism. Anda, so under that one only, that relics of them were kept. Okay, these Toranas and this sculpture related to Jataka stories of Buddhism were sculpted over there. Okay, this is upper walkway. Okay, and these are railings. Railings, Armika, it's a abode of the god. They represent like that one. Okay, so different places have different meanings over there. So what is the parts of stupa? First and foremost, we talk about 3 chatras represent 3 jewels, Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha. Then again also chatra symbolizing royalty and protection. Then we will come to core of the stupa was made up of unburnt brick. That's the core of the stupa. We talk about that Anda part. Okay. And then again outer surface is made up of using burnt bricks. Okay. One surface is made up of unburnt brick, other surface is made up of burnt bricks. But later times stones also started to be used. They started using stones to build stupas, particularly by the time of Shungas, by the time of post-Mauryas, by the time of Kanishka, by the time of Indo-Greeks. Okay, so stones also started to be used. Initially bricks were used, wooden material was also used, but later the stones also started to be used. Prakshanapata, that is Medi, the upper walkway part that we talked about. This one is, okay, so upper walkway around Anda. Okay, so that is the Medi part. So that is the Prakshanapata. Prakshanapata is also there in Hindu temples also. That is also there over there. And then again Yasti or spire, like already mentioned, it symbolizes an axis through the earth center around which universe is thought to revolve according to Buddhist traditions. According to Buddhist tradition, a line through the earth center around which the universe is revolving. Around which the universe is revolving. That is Yasti or spire. Okay, you can look at this one. Okay, Yasti or spire, a line, an axis mundi. That is one thing. And now we'll come to Armika. It's a balcony-like structure where abode of the god represents the abode of the god. And Toranas, like I told you, it's a gateway. It's decorated by wooden sculptures about Jataka stories. The Jataka story that is depicted on the railings and Toranas of the stupas. What is Jataka stories? Previous birth stories of Buddha. And Jataka stories are part of Sutta Pitaka. We know the 3 literature of Buddhism. Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Sutta Pitaka deals with the Buddha's teaching, Dhamma concept. Vinaya Pitaka deals with the rules and regulations. Okay. Then at the same time, Abhidhamma Pitaka deals with the philosophical teachings of Buddha, and also it is a summary of the Sutta Pitaka also. So Jataka stories are part of Sutta Pitaka, and these Jataka stories are represented or sculpted in the Torana part. Okay. So this is about stupa. You can just look at the real picture of stupa. That's Chatra, Armika, Anda, Torana, Medi. That's upper walkway. That's Prakshanapata, enclosure wall. And this is the sculpture in Torana. That is gateways. And also the Toranas were added by Shunga's dynasty from the time period of Shungas. When initially temples were constructed, only few parts were there. Later additions were made. In the same way, stupas when they built, there were similar structures. They were also evolved over a period of time. Some simple structures were built in the beginning, and later what happened? They later started adding these kind of different structures. These Toranas were added from the time period of Shungas. from the time period of Shungastu. Okay, so that is about stupas. Then we are coming into one more Buddhism place that was in news. Like if you read about stupas, Amaravati is a famous Buddhist center, and some in nearby areas is there. Amaravati, that is in Andhra Pradesh. There is one more place called as Dhanyakataka. Okay, so Dharanikote, which one of the following regions was Dhanyakataka, which flourished as a prominent Buddhist center under Mahasangikas. Again, look at that one. Mahasangikas, that theme again repeated. Where it is located? That is Andhra Pradesh, Gandhara, again Kalinga, and then again Magadha. Magadha we have discussed. That is again Mauryan Empire. Okay, then again Gupta Empire. All these are Magadha places. Kalinga, of course, it is famous for which one? Ashoka. Okay, Kalinga is known for Ashoka. Okay, after Ashoka, it came under the influence of Chedi dynasty, sometimes also referred to as Mahamegavahanas. Mahamegavahanas. Okay, it is not there in the slides. That is the reason I am writing. So Mahamegavahanas. Okay, so that is Kalinga region. Odisha, again the famous ruler Karavela. I think we discussed that one. Karavela, Atigumfa inscription. Karavela on the banks of river Daya. Okay, on the banks of river Daya. Okay, Magadha, of course, it is Bihar region, Pataliputra, Patna, and Andhra Pradesh. It's a very extensive topic, but we will discuss Gandhara. Gandhara is a cultural school. We will discuss that one. Now, Dhanyakataka, it is near Amaravati. It is near Amaravati. Okay, it is near Amaravati. That is one thing. Now, answer is A, Andhra Pradesh, Dhanyakataka. Now, we will discuss this cultural schools, because this topic, this question is making us to read about Gandhara school. But Gandhara school is not just standalone. Along with Gandhara, there is Mathura school, and along with Mathura school, we have Amaravati school also. We will discuss all of them. That's cultural art schools, carving of Buddha's images. So, sculpture means the carving. Carving either through stone or wood, or you can also, plasting can also be done, or we can say it is called as, that is Sarepirdu. Okay, so that is lost wax technique. That is also, you can make sculptures out of that one. And why Buddha images were carved? Because Buddha idol worship had started because of divinity of Buddha. Buddha became God, and Buddha's idols needs to be worshipped. So that is culture started. Okay, encouraged by Central Asian rulers like Kanishka, like Indo-Greeks, like Kushanas, all of them, they encourage these particular schools. And three prominent schools emerged, and that is Gandhara, Mathura, and then again Amaravati. So Gandhara, that's present day Pakistan region, Mathura UP region, Amaravati, Andhra Pradesh region. Okay, so these we will discuss all these three sculptural schools also. One by one we will discuss. First we will come to Gandhara school. What are the differences of all these three schools we can discuss? So it's a Greek and Roman sculptors. So influence of Indian sculptors are also there. Influence of Greek sculptures are also there. And influence of local tradition. The local sculptors, they combined with the Greek sculptors. Okay, that is the reason Gandhara school is also called as Greco-Indian school of art. So it is Indian tradition as well as Greek tradition, and Roman tradition is also there. It's also called as Hellenistic art. Hellenistic again meaning the same, that is Greek. Hellenistic is a time period in Greek history. Okay. Hellenistic is a time period in Greek history, and that is the reason it is also called as Hellenistic art also. And it is period of this Gandhara school between 50 BC to 500 AD. 50 BC to 500 AD. And Gandhara school flourished in two stages in terms of the material use. In the earlier stage, they used different material. In a later stage, they used different material to make the sculptures, to make the images. And the early school was known for its bluish grey sandstone. And later school, it is used mud and stucco. Mud and stucco means that is lime plaster. Lime and water mixed to make the plaster. So this is the first stage, blue grey sandstone. This is the second stage. Okay, this is like a second stage, that is lime water mix to make the plaster. And utilizing these material, they made sculptures. We will see these sculptures of the school also. Which is sculptures of this school also. And mainly patronized by Kushanas, that is came from Central Asia. Okay, little bit Central Asia as well as Chinese origin is also there, particularly Mongolian origin is also there. So this is Gandhara school. Okay, because it was there in the answer option, that is the reason we are exploring it. And then again, look at the features of Gandhara art. Look at how Buddha is depicted. So how Buddha is depicted. Muzzles of the Buddha. We can see it can be very much distinguished. And you can see this halo. Okay. Then again, curly ears. Then again, long ears. Ornamentation are very few. Buddha is in meditative state. Buddha is in meditative state. Okay. Seating images of Buddha. Distinguished muzzles of Buddha can be seen over here. Then again, look at that one, other features. Again, this robe, that is folded robes, we can see that one. That is, Buddha is depicted with garment draped in Greco-Roman fashion. Then again, curly hair, whatever I previously discussed, it is over here, curly hair. In spiritual state, Buddha is in meditative state. Okay, seated images of Buddha. Seated images of Buddha also. Okay, few ornaments are very, very few. Even in previous images also, ornaments are very few too. Okay, and then again, some of the Roman, because it's called Greco-Roman architecture, so Greco-Roman sculpture rather, and the Roman influences in this particular school is that one, the scrolls. The scrolls are like, we can talk about, these are called as scrolls. Okay, and that scrolls are for the division of this particular sculpture, we can see. Then folding robes of Buddha. So previously we talked about folding robes. This is not actually Greek, but it actually Roman. Greco-Roman it is called as. Okay, so and then again, anthropomorphic images, that is human characteristics for animals also. Like Varaha Avatara of Vishnu, that is anthropomorphic. Same here also, anthropomorphic features we can Gandhara school, that is influenced by Rome. The scrolls, the flower scrolls, we can talk about fold robes of Buddha. All these are coming out of Roman influences. Okay, what is the Greek influences here particularly? We can talk about halo, the masculine body, the broad forehead of Buddha, long earlobe. Okay, then again thick hair, and that is curly hair also. Okay. Thick hair, also called as the curly hair. Then again we can talk about the mustache and beard of Buddha. Mustache and beard of Buddha. These are all Greek influences, because they can be very specific also. Which of the following are Greek influences in Gandhara school? Which of the following are Roman influences in Gandhara school? Okay, they can ask these kind of questions too. So you have to be very, very particular. Especially in prelims, you have to be very, very particular. At least general idea will help you to write good answers in mains, but in prelims you have to be very, very particular about that. Okay, so general to particular, that's required. Okay, so Greek influences. Then again you can talk about Roman influences. Then again other features, Gandhara school, very curly hair, spiritual state, ornamentation, few ornamentation, seated images. Seated images. Okay. And now we are coming to Mathura school of art. We can distinguish, or we can say compare between these two schools to better understand this particular concept. And this is developed between 1st century BC to 3rd century CE. Little bit older than Gandhara school, and influenced by the stories and imageries of all the three religions. Like you go to Ellora caves, all the three religions are represented. Which are all the three religions? That is Buddhism, Hinduism as well as Jainism. In Ellora also as well as in Mathura also. But in Gandhara, majorly Buddhism. But in Mathura, all the three religions are represented too. And Mathura artists use the local red sandstone. The white spotted red sandstone is also called as their bluish grey sandstone in the earlier time period. Stucco or lime plaster in the second stage of the Gandhara's development. But in this Mathura school, one local red stone, the white spotted red sandstone, that is being used. And the first image of Buddha, first idol of Buddha, that is produced in this particular school, because it's slightly older, because it goes on 1st century BC and Gandhara school on 50 BC. Slightly older. Which one? Mathura is slightly older, and it is slightly indigenous. It is indigenous and not much external influence is there. External influence is there, but not much. But majorly it is Indian influence, because we can see that is Hinduism and Jainism representation. Okay, so and in Central Asian rulers also encourage these schools too, and supported by foreigners, Kushanas, Indo-Greeks, they also encourage this school. They also developed a particular school according to their taste, that is Gandhara school. Okay. Then again look at the features of Mathura. Hindu gods are represented over here, and Hindu gods are represented with their weapons. That is Ayudas means weapons. They are represented. Kartikeya, Vishnu, Kubera, okay, Shiva. These gods are represented. Then again Sun or Surya. And the halo around the Buddha is larger than Gandhara. The halo around the Buddha is slightly larger than Gandhara. Okay. Then again Buddha face or head are shaven, but they are bearded and mustache Buddha. But here the face and head are shaven. Where? In Mathura. Then Buddha is seated in Padmasana. There Buddha is seated images in Gandhara also, seated images in Mathura also. Then Hindu gods, Linga has been represented, Vishnu has been represented. Okay. Shiva sculptures we can see, Vishnu sculptures we can see in Mathura. And then again you can look at images of other Buddha, seated images of Buddha, then again standing images of Buddha. Okay. These in Mathura, seated as well as standing images. This is Mathura school. Again famous image from Mathura is the image of Kanishka, headless image of Kanishka. Utilise images of Kanishka. Okay, so this is also discovered from Mathura too. So discovered from Mathura. And again, Mathura influenced two other schools, that is Kaushambi school and Sarnath school. Okay, and in Buddha images in Sarnath of plain drapery, that is folded drapery was there, folded ropes were there in Gandhara, but here plain drapery was there. Okay, covering both the shoulders. They are also covering both the shoulders. And around the Buddha is very little ornamentation here. Little ornamentation, whereas in Mathura Buddha images continue to depict the folds of drapery in Buddha images and all around the head is profusely decorated. We are comparing these two schools with Mathura. Okay, so little ornamentation in Sarnath and Kaushambi and more ornamentation in Mathura, especially in the halo as well as, and even the drapery is folded where in Mathura, but here drapery is very plain, and they use Chunar sandstone, bluish grey sandstone in Gandhara, stucco and plaster, that is in again Gandhara, white spotted red sandstone, that is in Mathura, and Chunar sandstone, that is in Sarnath and Kaushambi schools, UP. Then again, Sarnath Buddha, one example we can see. Sarnath Buddha. Again, influence of Mathura, shaven without any beard or mustache. Because Sarnath is got influenced by Mathura itself. Mathura does not have any bearded and mustache Buddha. Okay. Then again, Amravati school on the banks of river Krishna, and nearby one site is there, that is Dharani Kota or Dhanyakataka. This was the question that was asked. And patronage of Shatavahanas, so indigenous, because of that one, that is indigenous. And images were important in Gandhara and Mathura. The major difference between Amravati, Gandhara and Mathura is that one, the images of Buddha, images of Hindu gods are very famous in Mathura, because Mathura has all the three religions, but Gandhara only Buddhist images. But here Amravati, we talk about narrative art. Okay, the one particular event, it is narrated through sculpture. Depict an incident in natural way. For example, there is taming of an elephant by Buddha. That one event that is sculpted in a story format, in narrative art, that is stories. And white marble was extensively, that is a unique feature of Amravati school. The white marble was extensively used. And mainly used Tribhanga posture, that is a body with three bends. In this particular sculptural images, we have seen the Tribhanga posture was extensively used, body with three bends. And this question was also asked, I guess, Tribhanga. This question was also asked. I think I missed this particular question putting in this particular session, I guess. So this is taming elephant. This is narrative art. So Buddha is taming the elephant, and this is represented in Amravati Cultural School. But their standalone images were Gandhara and Mathura. Gandhara mainly Buddhist images, Mathura mainly we can talk about all the three religions images, all the gods. But here again majorly Buddhism. Again Tribhanga position. Again Nataraja is the best example to understand Tribhanga. Tribhanga where the body bends in one direction at knees, at hips and at neck. Okay, in different directions at all these three places. Okay, this is a Tribhanga posture sculptures you can see over here. Again in Amravati, it was extensively used. Again Nataraja, a sculpture of Cholas. Again best example of Tribhanga. Best example of Tribhanga. Again that is also has been used. Some exchanges, some news about Nataraja images there. Nataraja sculpture is there. Please look at those things also. That is one thing. And again this one, no? Yes, I think Tribhanga. This question is, I think I have added. Okay, so Tribhanga, as in 2013, solution is a one leg is bent and the body is slightly but oppositely curved at the waist and at the neck. Okay, leg, hip or waist we can talk about, or the neck. So this question was asked. Okay, this question was asked. So this is one area we can talk about. Okay, now we are few areas we have discussed. Which are the few areas we discussed? Temple architecture we discussed, stupa architecture we discussed, Jyotirlingas we discussed. Okay, and then again lastly we discussed about this particular sculptural art schools we discussed. And now we are coming into philosophies. The philosophies questions were also asked. In 2013 one question was asked, the Sankhya philosophy, Nyaya philosophy. So different were asked. The Sankhya does not accept the theory of rebirth and transmigration according to this belief system. Sankhya holds that is the self-knowledge that leads to liberation and not an exterior influence or agent, and this is correct actually. Because Sankhya believe in knowledge for salvation, but it accepts the theory of rebirth. That is a difference. It accepts the theory of, and most of Hindu philosophical schools they accept theory of rebirth. So one more question was also asked. So this one again, 2014. 2013 one philosophy question asked. This is again all the philosophies question were asked. Mimamsa, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya and Yoga. Which of the following is not part of the sixth system of philosophy? And that is Lokayata and Kapalika are not part of it. Because Lokayata is a part of Shramana movement again. Look at that one. One answer option. We discussed about Shramanas. Okay. The Shramana movement that is around 600 BCE. Ajivikas, Buddhism, Jainism. And Kapalikas as related to Shaivism. We'll discuss that one. We'll come to that one. We'll discuss what is Charavakas, what is Lokayata, what is Kapalika. We'll come to that one. But look at that one. Very simple. One theme getting repeated. We'll discuss Mimamsa, Vedanta, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya and Yoga also. We'll discuss all the philosophies. Okay. And then you look at what is Charavakas. First we'll see. Also called as Lokayata. That is a answer option which was there. What is Charavakas means? What is Lokayata means? It means the worldly ones. They are not concerned about other worlds. They are concerned about this world. Enjoy the material life which is existed. Okay, so complete materialism. Enjoy the luxury. But Buddhism, Jainism talked about Buddhism talked about neither too luxurious nor too austere. But Jainism talks about complete austerity. But Charavakas or Lokayatas, they believe different. That is believed in materialism. Enjoy the lives of the world or enjoy the luxuries of the world. That is Charavakas. Okay, no belief in karma, no moksha, no atma, no scriptures. Don't worry about all those kind of things. Just enjoy your present life. Okay, but they believed in fire, air, water and earth. They believe that when life is created by these elements. Fair enough. Okay, and also atheist school, Gnostic school. Okay, did not believe and did not believe in God. And so according to certain sources, the founder was Brihaspati, but it is slightly disputed. Okay, so slightly disputed. We don't have proper evidences. And who is the actual founder of Charavaka philosophy? This is also one of the philosophy. It is also called as heterodox philosophy. Heterodox, that we can talk about. Heterodox is Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivikas we discussed about. The Charavaka is also part of that, and all of them are together called as Shramana. All of them are together called as Shramana. Also heterodox. Heterodox is against orthodox. Orthodox means that's Nyaya, Sankhya. Okay, that is so. Those philosophies are there. Okay, we'll discuss those things too. Okay, now, what is Kapalikas? Again, it was an answer option. It's a tantric Shaivism sect, belief in magic. Origin around 7th and 8th century AD. Literal meaning is skullmen, because these people wore garland of skulls, and they use skulls, the human skulls, body skulls, skeleton, for begging also, for having food also, to drink water also. They worship Shiva in one form, and which form they worship Shiva in? In Bhairava form. It's a very fierce form of Shiva, very fierce, because Shiva worship in Linga form also, that Jyotirlingas we discuss. Shiva worship in Bhairava form, and that is believed by Kapalikas, and they smear their body with the ashes from the cremation grounds. Okay, cremation grounds, and at the same time the consumption of meat and wine they believed in, and they also believed in human sacrifices also. Human sacrifices too. Okay, so it is an extinct sect. It is not there. And again, you can go through other sects of we can say Shaivism. We discuss about Lingayatism. We discuss about Lingayatism. Okay, and then you can also go and talk about Kalamukas, another sect of Shaivism. Okay, then again Pashupata. These are all Shaivism sects. These are all Shaivism sects. We discussed about Kapalikas over here. So Lingayatism also we discuss. Now Kalamuka as well as Pashupata. You can just go through them. You can just go through them. Pashupata, Kalamuka. Okay. Now, two kinds of philosophies, heterodox as well as orthodox. So orthodox related to Vedas and Upanishads, and heterodox are 6 schools within the orthodox. Then heterodox, Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivikas and Charavakas. So two kinds of Indian philosophies we can talk about. One is orthodox, that is related to Vedas, and that is within that 6 school, that is Mimamsa, then again Nyaya, Sankhya, those things. What are the 6 philosophy? Their origin. It is a reinterpretation of Vedas and Upanishads. And just a commentaries on, we can talk about Vedas and Upanishads, these 6 schools of philosophy represents as a reaction against heterodox philosophy. See, here like this, Vedic system was there, and reaction against Vedic system was in heterodox principles, that is Buddhism, Jainism, Ajivikas, and there was one more reaction against them, and these reactions are the origin of the 6 schools of philosophy. Alternative to Vedic system come from heterodox. Again, alternative to heterodox comes from these 6 school of philosophies. All together are called as Shat Darshana or Hindu Darshan, also called as Sanatan Darshan. 6 schools of philosophy. We'll discuss one by one. This is simple meaning of what is Nyaya school represents, who are the founder of these particular schools, we can discuss too. Okay, and all of them are written in short sutras or formulas. Short sutras and short formulas of the 6 schools of philosophy, we can say. Okay, so what is first is Sankhya or Sankhya? It literally means count. That is oldest school of all the 6 schools of philosophies and founded by Kapila. It goes back to 8th and 7th century BCE. 8th and 7th century BC, and there is no literary evidence of these schools, but about these schools they are mentioned in different literature. About this particular school they are mentioned in different literature, but only references to these ideologies in other sources too. That's what I told you. There is no exact literary evidence. Like Buddhist literature we have evidence, other philosophies we have evidences, but this particular school we don't have any particular literature belong to this particular school, but the references of these schools can be seen in other literature too. And what is the philosophy of this school? The world is created by nature, not by God. Initially, they did not believe in the God concept, and also believed in dualistic nature of the world. That is Prakriti, that is nature is different, and Purush, that is the soul, body, mind, they are different, dualistic in nature. Okay, the Prakriti, that is the creative agency, created the nature, created the world, and the self, soul, and mind, and that is different and particularly dualistic in nature. And they believed in knowledge for salvation. To achieve moksha, you require the knowledge. And they accepted the theory of rebirth and transmigration because the most of Indian philosophical school, Hindu philosophical school, they believed in rebirth and transmigration. Okay, transmigration again believed in, referred in Chandogya Upanishad. We discussed about that one. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Chandogya Upanishad, Jabala Upanishad, they talks about ashramas. Transmigration, that is there in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. We discussed in last classes in Vedic literature. Upanishad question was also asked. And later what happened? The revision of the school happened and they started adding spiritualistic connotations to this particular school, and they started believing in the concept of God element, that God created the world like this. Okay, initially they did not believe in this concept, but later they started believing. And who is the founder of this school? That is Kapila. Founder of this school was Kapila. Then a yoga school, very simple, Patanjali, Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. That is the literary textbook which mention about the yoga school. Okay, and then again, what yoga school believes in? You can achieve salvation through meditation, through physical application, cognitive control, cognitive application through various asanas. We can talk about pranayama, control of breath, controlling of mind, body, senses, temptations. So that is Yoga Sutras. That is where we can see that Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. This is one school, Nyaya and Yoga. And then again, Sankhya and Yoga. Now we are coming into Nyaya school, Akshapada Gautama. And that was Kapila, Patanjali, Gautama. They can ask for the following. It's school of logical and analysis and critical thinking. Okay, and it is also believed in salvation through knowledge, the same as Sankhya school. And they say universe is created by God. Okay, that is philosophy is all about that one. That is the relationship between universe, God, and the soul. So that's what this philosophy talks about. Okay, so creation of universe through God. Very simple. Nyaya. Then Vaisheshika, that is Kannada. Doctrine of atomism. Start believing in some kind of elements and atoms. The material objects, the dravya are made up of atoms. Whatever the elements you can take, that elements are made up of certain small atoms. And that is the beginning of physics, we can say, in Indian philosophical system. That is the earth, water, fire, air, and ether, that is sky, when combined give rise to new objects, and that is these are made up of different atoms. That atoms are different from soul. Soul is different, again atoms are different, and that is the reason again pluralistic realism. That dualistic approach also, this one pretty much like Sankhya. Prakriti and Purusha are different. Here atoms and soul are different. Okay, the pluralistic realism. And it is the beginning of physics because it talks about atoms, elements. Sometimes it can be overlapping with chemistry also, but majorly it is related to physics also. Then Kannada is the father of atomic theory in Indian system, and later emphasis on God and salvation. This particular thing. Initially it was talking about doctrine of atomism, and later they started believing in the concepts of God and salvation also. Okay, Vaisheshika school, and believed in karma theory. Of course, most of the Hindu philosophies believes in karma theory. Buddhism also believes in karma. Hinduism also believes in karma theory too. Okay. Then Mimamsa or Purva Mimamsa, it is called as Jamini, also called Jamini Sutras of Jamini. Okay, so that is the literary school. They called as Jamini Sutras. Jamini Sutras. Okay. Mimamsa literally means reasoning and interpretation, and this reasoning and interpretation was utilized to defend, to justify Vedic rituals and Vedic sacrifices. Okay. The reasoning and interpretation was used to justify Vedic rituals and sacrifices. It means they believe, this school believes in Vedic rituals and sacrifices, and Vedas contain eternal truth according to this particular school, and you can achieve salvation through sacrifices. Okay. Certain schools believes in salvation through knowledge, and this school believes in salvation through sacrifices. That is Mimamsa or Uttara Mimamsa, or sorry, Purva Mimamsa. Uttara Mimamsa is different, I will come to that one. This is Purva Mimamsa. And by conducting the sacrifices with the help of the priestly classes, you can achieve Yavan. You can reach the Yavan state. And it also believes in karma. Again, most of the schools believes in karma theory too. Most of the schools believes in karma theory. Then again, Vedanta school, that means the end of the Vedas, the Uttara Mimamsa. It's also called as this the famous text which mentions about this particular Vedanta school, Vedanta philosophy, is Brahma Sutra text of Badarayana, and it can also goes back to Upanishad also. Okay, in Upanishads also is representation of Vedanta philosophy is there, and this Brahma Sutra text goes back to 200 BC. Okay, and now this system believes that one everything is Maya. Brahma is the only reality. What is Brahma? That is one supreme force. Okay, that supreme force can be God also. Everything else is unreal. That is monistic. Brahma is the only reality. Again, the further development happened through Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita. We'll discuss that also, because that question is also asked. So that again, the commentaries on this Vedanta school started by Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, again Madhvacharya. Okay, so Brahma is the only reality. Everything is Maya. So that is monistic. Again, certain school talks are dualistic. Atoms are different. Certain schools say Prakriti and Purusha are different. Nature and soul is different, but here they talk about everything is one only. A self or soul, it coincides with Brahma. That is, both are same. So Brahma and soul are same itself. Same thing. Advaita philosophy talked by Shankaracharya. Okay, so if person acquires the knowledge of the self, that is Atma, you acquire the knowledge of Brahma, because both are same, and then you attain the salvation. So first, because you are not attaining salvation because your mind is ignorant. You are not understanding both are same. So that is Vedanta philosophy. That is again further expounded by Shankaracharya through his Advaita philosophy. And both of them are, because both of them are same, and particularly Brahma is a supreme force, and you cannot destroy that one. When you cannot destroy Brahma, the part of Brahma are the same thing as Brahma is Atma, so you cannot destroy the Atma also. So both are indestructible. Both are indestructible. Okay. And again, some more things about Vedanta. It concentrates on the philosophical teachings of Upanishads. It also believes in rebirth. It also believes in theory of karma. So most of the schools believe in theory of karma as well as rebirth also. Okay. And then again, we can also talk about the two commentaries on these particular Brahma Sutras of Badarayana were written by Shankaracharya as well as Ramanujacharya. Because Brahma Sutra Badarayana, it is the origin of traces of Vedanta philosophy can be seen. The further development of this philosophy happened when commentaries on this textbook of Badarayana was written by Shankaracharya as well as Ramanujacharya. So we will talk about them also. We will talk about Shankaracharya as well as Ramanujacharya too. So this is about the philosophical theme. The philosophical theme of, we can talk about the PYQs which were asked over there. Okay, so now we are coming into some performing arts also. So Kalamkari paintings, this question was asked in 2015. So hand printed cotton textile in South India. A handmade drawing on bamboo handicrafts in Northeast India. A block painted on woolen cloth in Western Himalayan region. And painted decorative silk cloth in Northwestern India. Answer is A, that is South India. Answer is A, that is in South India. Now we will understand what is Kalamkari is. You can look at this image. This is Kalamkari. Okay. Kalamkari cloth. Again, one more example of Kalamkari. Okay, representation of certain epics, we can say. Okay, this probably represents Arjuna and Krishna, Mahabharata. Okay, conversation between Arjuna and Krishna. Okay. Now, what is printed textiles? That is Kalamkari. That is hand printed or block printed. Block printed means the process of printing patterns on textiles using wooden blocks. So you take one wooden block, already certain printed designs will be there, and you dip it in certain colors and then print it on the text. I will show this wooden block. I will show that one. It's majorly coming from South India. That is Andhra Pradesh majorly. Kalamkari paintings, and it's a distinctive Kalamkari art in India. that is Srikalahasti style also. Okay, also called as Machilipattanam style too, the local style further again. Again, both of them in Andhra Pradesh only, Srikalahasti as well as in Machilipattanam style. So again, local schools of Kalamkari is there. Again, one person, freedom fighter who popularized this art after independence, that is Kamaladevi Chattopadhyaya. She popularized this particular art too, and flourished in temples of this particular region. Okay, and themes of religion, like I told you, epics themes are printed, religion themes are printed, certain designs are also printed. Okay, certain designs are also printed. Okay, so now this is wooden block print. So wooden block. So this is also related to Kalamkari, because if you look at this previous statement, they can say that the process of printing patterns and textiles using engraved wooden blocks. Certain designs are already engraved in these particular wooden blocks, and that is printed. Okay, that is printed. Okay, this is Kalamkari. And again, come to one more theme, Banitani, that is painting. Again, this is also Kalamkari painting we discussed. Then again, Banitani painting, this is in 2018. So it belongs to which of the following schools? Banitani belongs to which of the following schools? That is Bandi school or Jaipur school. We'll discuss all these schools, Bandi, Jaipur, Kangra, and then again Kishangarh school. Okay, it actually belongs to Kishangarh school. Answer option is D. Okay, answer option is D, that is Kishangarh. We'll discuss all these things. Okay. So take one by one. So these are all related to Rajasthan school that we can talk about. Kangra may be different because that is Himachal Pradesh, it will go to Jaipur, Kishangarh. Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. Okay, these are all part of Rajasthan schools of paintings, and in these Rajasthan schools of paintings, that is more or less synonymous to Rajput school of paintings. Most of these schools we are going to discuss over here. Okay, and many subgenres within this school. That subgenres are only Jaipur, Bandi, Marwar, Mewar. So these kind of subgenres are there, and Banitani is also one of those subgenres through. Okay, there is Rajasthan school. There is a umbrella school, and under this school there are so many subgenres, like how Nagara school add Odisha, Western as well as Eastern. In the same way, Rajasthan school is also has many subgenres, and one such school was Kishangarh. So this is associated with the most romantic legends of Raja Savant Singh and his beloved Banitani. Banitani is a character in 18th century. Okay, it's a person, Banitani. And then again, she was a singer and poet in court of Raja Savant Singh. It's about their romantic associations. So women in this particular painting, in Banitani paintings, is said to resemble the character of Radha. The Radha and Krishna are exposed through Raja Savant Singh and Banitani. Okay, represent the relationship between Radha and Krishna through Savant Singh and Banitani. So that is the uniqueness of this particular school. So that is Kishangarh school, and is one of the subgenres of Rajasthan school. Okay, so again, other paintings of myths, romance and bhakti towards Krishna. Okay, so Radha and Krishna's paintings could be seen in this particular school too. Okay, and again, one of the famous painter was Nihal Chand, who created some of the most legendary paintings of this school. Okay, Nihal Chand is a famous painter of this Kishangarh school. Okay, so you can look at this image. Okay, so colorful Banitani paintings. Okay, and again Bandi school, that was an answer option. Okay, so Bandi, two kingdoms of Bandi and Kota are collectively known as Hadoti also. Again, Rajasthan only itself, Bandi and Kota. And Krishna Bhakti plays a role in painting. In this school also, the Bhakti towards Krishna, paintings of Krishna. And again, paintings of local vegetation were also in very detail. So integrating naturalistic themes to spirituality. Naturalistic themes into spirituality, that is Bandi school. We'll see the image also. Look at this one. The vivid description of the nature of the local area. Vivid description of nature. Vivid description of nature. This is Bandi school. Then again come to Amber, probably pronunciation could be different. Then again Jaipur school. Jaipur, that is also called as Dundar school. Again, part of Rajasthan schools itself only. And where these paintings can be seen? On the walls of the palaces. On the walls of the palaces, that is folk styled, this slightly folk style. And some of the paintings we discuss are patronization given by the kings, this slightly folk. And Zenith during the period of Savai Pratap Singh, he also gave patronization over there. And again, is Surat Khana, or the department of painting, and that gave a lot of importance, a lot of significance, a lot of help to these particular painters, these school painters. And there's also miniatures. Okay, and Savai Pratap Singh's this department like Surat Khana, or the Department of Painting, and that gave patronage. And these are also miniature paintings too. And what illustrated in these paintings on the palace walls, say Bhagavata Purana, Ramayana, Ragamala portraits. Okay, portraits of kings also, portrait of we can say certain characteristics of this particular epics, particular this literature. That is in Jaipur school. Then in Marwar school, one more within the Rajasthan school, in Jodhpur and Bikaner, and known for using bright colors. Then at the same time, Raja Mansingh commissioned this series of paintings of, we can talk about Shiva Purana, Natacharitra, Durga Charitra and Panchatantra. Okay, so this is particular king that gave patronage to Marwar school too. Okay, Marwar school. So these are all the Rajasthani schools of painting. Wherever it is possible, I have given the images. So other than this, we can just go through that one. So what are the major themes, okay, which are the king that gave importance to. Then I come into Kangra school, that is also was the answer option. And this is patronized by Raja Govardhan Singh in 1774. This is Guler Kangra school of painting. There is Guler again, the place in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, Himachal, today probably different name of Guler is there. I forgot the name of that particular place. First evolved in Guler, then came to Kangra. Again in Himachal Pradesh itself only, Kangra Valley. And Zenith under the patronage of Raja Sansar Chand, but first by Raja Govardhan Singh. Again 18th century. Most of them, there are these regional schools of art. They developed in late part of 17th and early part of 18th century because of the decline of the Mughals. Decline of the Mughals also played a role. So that initially the Mughals paintings were becoming famous. When Mughals declined and now the painters scattered, and that led to development of the regional schools of art. And marking with sensuality, there is romance, paintings with sensuality. Okay. Then again, subjects for Gita Govinda, Bhagavata Purana, Nala Damayanti, love scenes of Radha and Krishna. So again, look at one common theme of all these things, that is the amorous relationship between Krishna and Radha are expressed in these paintings. That is a common theme. So you have to look for those common themes in all these paintings too. Okay, and a very famous group of paintings is the 12 months group of paintings, and that we can say where the artists try to bring forth the effect of the 12 months on, we can say, emotions of human beings. How these 12 months, the entire 1 year, different seasons, and how they play a huge important role, and what is the effect of these 12 months on the human beings' emotions. So that is one of the famous, we can say, themes of Kangra school of paintings too. Okay, and inspiration to Kulu, Chamba and Mandi schools, like how Mathura school influenced Saranath and Kaushambi. In the same way, the Kangra school influenced this Kulu, Chamba as well, Chamba as well as Mandi schools. Okay, so this is about the paintings, the question that asks, we discussed about all the answer options in those painting questions. And now we'll come to the world's second tallest statue. Ramanuja was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India at Hyderabad recently. Which of the following statement correctly represents the teachings of Ramanuja? Like I told you, Vedanta philosophy, we discussed about the commentaries on Brahma Sutras of Badarayana written by Shankaracharya and Ramanujacharya. Again, one question about Ramanuja. Again, it was in current affairs. So that shows how much importance the current affairs in art and culture plays a huge important role. So whichever that is the news that is being made as the question, that is the reason newspaper reading, it is very, very important. Please follow the Telegram channel, History Chronicles by Guru, if you are feeling difficult to notice which articles to read, which articles to write. So in that particular channel, that is, I will keep representing, I will keep, every day I will share about which articles to read, whether it is important from the mains or prelims angle. Okay, and at the same time, it's majorly history based channel. So I will, like I've already mentioned, I will keep showing about that particularly the flowchart way of learning history. So you can just go through that one. Okay, then again, best means of salvation was devotion. Vedas are eternal, self-existent, only authoritative, logical arguments for essential means for highest bliss. Salvation was obtained through meditation. Okay, actually Ramanujacharya, out of 3 acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Shankaracharya and Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, he mainly talked about bhakti. It doesn't mean others declined bhakti, but they put certain conditions. Particularly Shankaracharya put condition of first knowledge, then bhakti, but Ramanujacharya is completely devotion, and that is the reason answer option is A. Best means of salvation is devotion. Okay, so we'll understand all the 3 acharyas, not just Ramanujacharya. All the 3 acharyas we are going to understand one by one. Okay, so first Shankaracharya. So 788 to 820, around 8th century AD we can talk about. He's from Kerala, Kaladi, and 4 monasteries he founded in the 4 directions of India. Which are his 4 monasteries? List is given here. Represent east, west, north and south. Okay, and also represent different Vedas, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, Yajurveda and Rigveda. And they are also given different name, like Kalika Pita in Dwaraka, Gujarat, then Govardhana Pita in Odisha, Puri, Jyotirlinga Pita in Uttarakhand and Badrinath, Sharda Pita in Karnataka, Sringeri. And what is Padmapada, Astamalaka and Totaka and Surveshwara? They are the first acharyas of these particular monasteries. Padmapadacharya, Astamalakacharya, Totakacharya, okay, Sarveshwaracharya. Okay, so these are all the 4 pitas, the 4 monasteries founded by Shankaracharya in 4 directions of India. Okay, so and they also represent different Vedas, Rigveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda as well as Yajurveda too. Okay, now Shankaracharya will understand his philosophy, and we'll understand these 3 philosophies at one go instead of going one by one. We'll understand the philosophy of Shankara. So in simple way, I will try to make it simplified. Okay, Shankara, okay, Ramanuja, Madhva. Okay, that's all of them are also there in slides, but we'll just try to give some examples. You can understand the philosophy, Advaita. Okay, then again, Visishta Advaita or Visishta Advaita. And Madhva says about Dvaita. Okay, it means Advaita means monistic, it means single or non-dualism, both are same. Okay, this is qualified monism. It's also called as qualified monism. Okay, so Dvaita is called as dualism. So there is a direct challenge to Shankaracharya by Madhvacharya. What is Advaita? We can understand through example of, we can say water and milk. So when you mix water and milk, you cannot differentiate between the two. So that is what Brahma and soul is. Both are same. Advaita. Both are same. So whatever you are seeing, that is unreal, that is Maya, because of ignorance. When you gain the knowledge of Vedas, you will understand that Brahma and soul, the universe, the Brahma, the matter, everything is same. Everything is same. That is called as Advaita. So what is Visishta Advaita? Example of, we can say fruit and seeds. Any fruit you can say. Seeds of the fruit you can say. Okay. Both are part of one only. That is Advaita. But they can be separated. You can separate seeds from the fruit. Both have, you can make them slightly independent, you can separate them, but ultimately they are part of one only, and that is Visishta Advaita. Same Advaita only, but certain conditions are put, that is qualified monism. So they can be independent, but ultimately they are one only. That is fruit and seeds. So you cannot differentiate between which is the first, the fruit came first or seed came first. Very difficult to say. Okay, and now come to Dvaita, and that is dualism. It gives the example of water and fish. The same example I have always used in our courses where I have taught, because it is quite easy to understand. Here it represents the fish is the matter, okay, or soul, or we can say anything. So water is God. So fish cannot exist without water. Fish cannot exist without water. So who is supreme here? Water is supreme, that is God is supreme. So you cannot have independent existence because the matter is ultimately dependent upon water only. Fish is surviving because of water. So that is the reason both are separate. Okay, so that is Dvaita. And fish is a slave of water because without water fish cannot survive. So God, that is supreme being, and matter, that is living beings and non-living beings, they cannot be same because there is a master and slave relationship. God is master and the matter, living beings and non-living beings, they are slaves of the God. So these are 3 examples, very simple to understand. Okay, so that is Advaita. Water and milk both are same, you cannot separate them. But Dvaita says that one, that is you can that is supreme and master and slave relationship is there, that is Dvaita. Then Visishta Advaita, that fruit and seed relationship between God and the matter. That is matter means living beings also, non-living beings also. And matter can also be called as Chit and Achit. Chit and Achit. Water can also be called as which, matter can also be called as Chit and Achit. that is living beings chit, achit, non-living beings. Okay, so Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya as well as Madhvacharya. Again, we will revise this philosophy. Advaita, it means non-dualism. Individual soul, that is Jivatma, and universal soul, that is Paramatma. Both are same. There is no differences. Okay, so universal is also called as Brahma, and individual that is a chit or achit. Okay, that is one thing. Okay, and Brahma is the supreme. There is no other existence. What you are seeing is Maya. What you are seeing is illusion or Maya. Okay, that is Jagan Mithya. The world is not true. World is not true. To understand that everything is same, world is not true, you require the knowledge of Vedas, and then you can become a bhakt, or we can say you become a devotee. You become a devotee of the God. First you gain the knowledge. Jnana Marga also, Bhakti Marga also. But Ramanujacharya, it majorly emphasizes on Bhakti Marga. Now Madhvacharya, okay, Udupi is from Karnataka, 1238 to 1317, Dvaita philosophy. What is Dvaita? Dualism. So conflict with Shankara. It's a conflict between Shankaracharya's philosophy and Madhvacharya's philosophy. He says three entities are there, that is God or Brahma. Then again soul, that is a chit, living beings. Then again achit, that is matter, that is non-living beings. Sometimes matter is also used for soul also. Okay. And he says that one, Madhvacharya, what he says, that is God alone is independent. Individual soul cannot be merged with God. Okay, because master-servant relationship between the two. God is the master, God is the supreme, and is servant. Okay, slave is the servant. Okay, so cannot be one. Both are cannot be one because it's a master and slave relationship. That is the reason Dvaita. And he says world is real. World is real and it is not Maya. It is not illusion. And he says bhakti towards Vishnu or Krishna. Madhvacharya. Bhakti towards Vishnu or Krishna. Then again he built our consecration of Udupi Krishna temple in Karnataka, very famous temple in coastal Karnataka. Then again Ramanujacharya, 1117, 1137, Sri Perambur in Tamil Nadu. He says Visishta Advaita or qualified monism. But chronologically, Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya. Chronologically, because I have given the dates. First Shankara, second Ramanuja, third Madhva. He says God exists and the world is also real. Only Shankaracharya says world is not real. But Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya says world is real. But the world is controlled by God. That is qualified monism. The world is controlled by God. Okay. He says that when every animate, that is chit, inanimate, that is achit, beings are his manifestation. That is whatever the matter and non-matters are there, and that is they are manifestation of the God. Like he gives the example of pumpkin is God. Then again seeds, that is chit or achit. So you can separate them. They can be separated. Physically you can separate them, but chit and achit do not have independent existence without pumpkin, so they are one only. You cannot completely separate them. Okay, so they don't have any kind of independent existence, but you can physically you can separate them. So that is the example of, that is the understanding of Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya as well as Madhvacharya. Okay, and that all diversity, that is chit and achit, that is subsumed into one, that is unified into whole. Okay, that is all diversity subsumed into one only. That is the reason Visishta Advaita. Okay, so qualified monism is, he also talks about Advaita with certain qualifications. And he believed in Bhakti Marga. But what Shankaracharya believed? Jnana Marga, then that leading to Bhakti Marga. But Ramanujacharya believed in devotion, Bhakti Marga. And that was the question asked, and also that is related to current affairs only. Okay, so these are the three philosophers that is who exposed the further exposition of the Vedanta philosophy that is happened. Okay, and then again we'll come to certain performance arts for us. That is Kuchipudi and Bharatanatyam dances. How do you distinguish between Kuchipudi as well as Bharatanatyam dances? Two questions for us actually. 2012 one. Dancers occasionally speaking dialogues is found in Kuchipudi dance but not in Bharatanatyam. Dancing on the brass plate by keeping the feet on its edges is a feature of Bharatanatyam, but Kuchipudi dance does not have such a form of movement. Which is answer. We'll discuss some dances. Okay, one only, two only, both one and two, and then again neither one nor two. Which should be the answer? Answer is actually A only. Okay, but here it actually it is exchange of the concept has happened. This kind of one shortcut also you can look at that one. When two concepts are discussed, the exchange that is happened. Okay, so in Bharatanatyam, that is such kind of a dialogue thing that will not come. It's just only lasya, it's only expressions that is in Bharatanatyam. Okay, so now look at one more question. Consider the following pairs. Garba dance is asked. Recently Garba again UNESCO intangible heritage. Okay, current affairs. Mohiniyattam, Odisha. Yakshagana, that is Karnataka. Okay, Yakshagana, I think I have not included in the slides. It's a dance drama. Okay, and expo, particularly in coastal Karnataka. Coastal Karnataka. Okay, extensive use of makeups. Okay, use of particular certain musical instruments called as chande. Okay, musical instruments are used. Okay, and they perform from stories of epics. Okay, Ramayana and Mahabharata. So that is Yakshagana. It is not there in the slides. You can just simple understanding of Yakshagana. You can just also Google about that one. Mohiniyattam we will discuss. Then Garba we will discuss. Then again we will discuss about the Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam. We will discuss that one. Okay. So which of the following are correctly matched? Garba is Gujarat, fine. Yakshagana Karnataka is fine. Mohiniyattam is not Odisha. Mohiniyattam is Kerala. Mohiniyattam is Kerala. So we just have to eliminate second statement. That is 1 and 3. Karnataka is correct. Garba is correct. Gujarat is correct. Okay. First we will talk about Garba. During Navratri, it's a folk dance in Gujarat. Okay, traditionally performed during Navratri time period, and in the middle of these dancers were dancing. That is in middle. There is a lamp will be there, or the goddess Durga's image will be there, and dance around that one. It recently launched, included in UNESCO intangible cultural heritage. Look at that one. Intangible cultural heritage, whichever are there, please try to know about them. Again, men dress are called as KDU, I think Gujarati pronunciation. Okay, then women dress are called as Chaniya Choli. Okay, so that is basics about Garba over here. So now we'll come to other aspect. Again, Yakshagana I have not included over here. So just I've mentioned about Yakshagana, coastal Karnataka. That's one instrument is used, that is chande. That is a performance throughout night also it happens. Okay, so that is performance of the different events of epics, and that is Yakshagana. And majorly known for makeups in particular, Yakshagana too. And now certain performing arts, the Bharatanatyam. So you can just look at Bharatanatyam. Okay, so Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam and everything we will see. Then again, background of Bharatanatyam, it's also called as Sadiratam. It used to be called as Sadiratam, but it was renamed Bharatanatyam in 1932. Recently, like we can talk about the 20th century, renamed it Bharatanatyam due to the efforts of Rukmini Devi. Okay, so I will come to those personalities also. It's the oldest classical dance tradition in India. These are all classical dances and goes back to Natya Shastra of Bharatamuni, and it was majorly performed in temples exclusively, and British had banned in 1910 due to anti-Notch bill in 1910, but again it was again revived, and the public performance of this particular dance became quite common in 20th century itself. Okay, so these are some basic details about Bharatanatyam, about the background of this particular dance. Again, 1932, Krishna Iyer and Rukmini Devi, so they proposed it to rename Sadiratam as Bharatanatyam. Okay, so that is a meaning is there, Bharatanatyam. So what is the meaning is, that is, it's a dance that harmoniously expresses bhava, that is feelings and emotions. Then again ragam, okay, that melody, framework of musical notes. Then again talam, that is rhythm of that particular melody. Okay, that is Natyam. Okay, so Bharatanatyam. So Bharatanatyam, that is a bhava, melody as well as rhythm. So that is the basic meaning of Bharatanatyam. The expression, majorly visual expression of Bharatanatyam is very famous. Again, origination in Tamil Nadu, related to Shiva. It's a state dance of Tamil Nadu also, and it contains different types of bunnies. Bunnies means it's a kind of a culture, kind of a style, it's kind of a technique. It is specific to Bharatanatyam teacher, also called as Guru also we can say, and that particular Guru represents that particular style, that is bunnies. Or a tradition is a term used to describe the dance technique and style specific to Bharatanatyam teacher or Bharatanatyam Guru. Okay, so this is again certain features of Bharatanatyam you can see based on gestures. You can just go through this one, and eye coordination, face muscles also. Okay, and of course there will be music in any dance you can take. There is a music and singer will be there, And then again, typically dance's guru is also present because they will be guiding. So guiding the dancer, and also as the director conductor. So the ultimately dancer's guru will be the conductor. And it can be solo Bharatanatyam dance also. Most of the time it will be solo. You can see certain individuals performing, and certain it can be group dance also. So Bharatanatyam can be group dance also possible. Okay. Then again, another answer option which was there, which is Mohiniyattam. Okay. So this is mainly related to Kerala. Okay. Mohiniyattam. So again, meaning and origin, we can look at this one. Derived from Mohini, a famous female avatar of Vishnu. And Mohini represents, that is the supreme seductress, the enchantress that who can take the vision of somebody from one, or we can destroy the overall concentration of a person. Through, that is how it mentioned. And of course, this particular thing helps in prevailing of good over the evil by using feminine powers. By using feminine powers, that is ultimately letting the good win over the evil thing. And of course, most of the classical dances you can talk about, that goes back to Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra. Okay. Whatever the classical dances you can take, so few of them we are going to discuss over here. That is goes back to the Bharata Muni's Natya Shastra. Okay. And the first mention, earliest mention goes back to Vyavaharamala. It is 16th century legal textbook. Okay. So that is where it has been mentioned over there. Okay. And then again, what this particular dance talk about is that one, that is a Lasya dance, it is also called as, and that is Lasya dance related to goddess Parvati. Okay. Lasya dance related to goddess Parvati. Structure and aims of Lasya dance, that is there in Mohiniyattam. And very gentle, calm, graceful dance. Okay, so because you are trying to that is enchanting others, that is the reason it is gentle, that is the reason that is Lasya. A very graceful dance, very graceful dance too. Okay, so two dance form of this particular overall in classical dances we can talk about, that is Tandava and Lasya. And Tandava is slightly fierceful dance. Okay, that is Tandava is the fierceful dance. Okay, and Lasya is this graceful dance. Lasya is graceful dance. Okay, this is the origin. What is the features of these dances? Is a solo dance traditionally performed by women, but nowadays it is also performed in group also. Men also perform this particular dance. And what is the music that is style used? Obviously South Indian music style. The South Indian music style is Carnatic, and in North Indian music style is called as Hindustani. Okay. And singing and acting through dance. Singing and acting through dance is there. And at the same time, the recitation may be either by a separate vocalist also or by the dancer themselves. It can be both things too. The dancer themselves recite, or you can say separate vocalist can also be there. So they can also recite this particular song. And in this particular case, the dancer can focus on their expressions. And these songs majorly, it's a mixture of Malayalam and Sanskrit hybrid called as Mani Pravalam. Okay, which songs are used? That is Malayalam Sanskrit hybrid called as Mani Pravalam. And it was also banned by Britishers. Okay, so in 1930s, much like Bharatanatyam only. And revival and reconstruction of Mohiniyattam by the people of Kerala later times. Particularly the poet, that is Narayana Menon. Okay, particularly like how we can give importance to Rukmini Devi and Krishna here. Okay, for Bharatanatyam, then we can give much significance to for revival of this particular art by Narayana Menon. Okay, so these are some of the features of this particular dance. Okay, then in Kuchipudi, this was also there in the answer option. This is mainly from Andhra Pradesh. Kuchipudi dance. I'm only discussing few of the classical dances. Now I'm just giving you certain ideas. So you should know about all other classical dances also, because I'm just only going through the PYQs angle, whichever that is mentioned in the PYQs. Okay, so now Kuchipudi, you can look at the features. It is an origin from a village called as Kuchipudi, actually in Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, one of the fertile districts of Andhra Pradesh. The shortened form of the full name is called as Kuchilapuri. Okay, so that is short form is Kuchipudi. And again, most of the classical dances goes back to the foundational treatise of this particular classical dances, that is foundational textbook of dances and music, the Natya Shastra of Bharata Muni. This also goes back to over there. And this is particularly and a disciple, a sannyasin of Advaita Vedanta. Okay, so that is Narayana Yati and disciple Siddhendra Yogi, and they founded and systematized this particular modern version of Kuchipudi. But this foundational textbook of Natya Shastra mentions about the rules and regulation of the classical dances. But this particular dance, again, in the present form, it is systematized in a modern version by these two individuals, the Siddhendra Yogi as well as Tirtha Narayana Yati. Now, again, we discuss certain individuals associated with these classical dances. They can ask for match the following also over here. They can ask for match the following over here to different associated person, especially in which time period these yogis were there, or these particular persons were there in 17th century. In 17th century, and again, it's a religious art linked to temples, okay, and also traveling bars, also wanderers, and spiritual beliefs also. It is related to all these things. And what is the features of this dance? It's a dance drama. Okay, initially it was performed by male troops traditionally, and the male role would be in Agni Vastra, also called as, they wear a traditional dress called as Bagalabandi, and female would wear a sari and light makeup. But Yakshagana, I told you, that is more extensive makeup. This is very light makeup, and each costume or costumed actor is introduced and the role is stated in this particular dances, and they perform a short preliminary dance set to music, which is called as Daravu, and later they perform the pure dances. Next they perform the pure dance. Okay, so these are the mention that is mentioned in this particular PYQs. These are the concept, and of course most of the classical dances, they use the facial expression, the hand gestures to convey the meaning and to convey the story which is being played out through the songs, through the dance. Okay, that is, gestures play a huge important role in all these dances. Gestures play a huge important role. And again, which music, much like Mohiniyattam, which is South Indian, that is Carnatic music here also. And one more feature is that is a question that is asked: the dancing on plate edges. You try to balance that edges by dancing on the plate, which is called as Tarangam. And that is a major feature of Kuchipudi, not Bharatanatyam, not Mohiniyattam, but is a feature of Kuchipudi. Okay, and it is known by different names in Tanjavur district of Tamil Nadu. Okay, that is called as Bhagavata Mela. Kuchipudi, it is a place in Andhra Pradesh, and again in Tanjavur region of Tamil Nadu, it is called as Bhagavata Mela. Okay, and then one more theme that was asked: Satriya dance. This is also one of the classical dances. Consider the following statements. Satriya is a combination of music, dance and drama. Most of the classical dances are. It's a century old living tradition of Vaishnavite in Assam. Yes, Satriya, if you know basic ideas about that one. Assam only. It is based on musical ragas of Tulsidas, Kabir, then again Mirabai. No, they are Bhakti saints. They are different. Okay, they talks about devotion. Okay, so you have to eliminate this particular statement, because we will talk about Tulsidas, Kabir and Mirabai not in this session. We will talk about in Bhakti movement when we talk about medieval PYQs. Okay, but we will talk about Satriya dance, then Neo Vaishnavite movement of Assam. So which elements are correct? One only, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3. So we know the answer is B, because you have to eliminate the third statement. Third statement should be eliminated. And Satriya is related to Assam dance drama and Neo Vaishnavite movement of Assam too. So what is this Satriya dance? Okay, that is originated in Satra monastery. Okay, again pronunciation could be different. As a part of Neo Vaishnavite movement by Srimanta Shankaradev, okay, 15th century in Assam. Okay, it's a classical dance. Again, we will discuss the features of Satriya dance and theme of Radha Krishna love. So some of the paintings we discussed, there is also themes of Radha Krishna, and this particular dance is also Radha Krishna too. And this Neo Vaishnavism. What is Neo Vaishnavism? Instead of sacrifice and rituals, you should emphasize on bhakti and emphasize on monotheism. And that bhakti can be expressed through chanting of his names, okay, through songs, through dance. Okay, that is called as Neo Vaishnavism. Okay, that is called as Neo Vaishnavism. Focus on monotheism bhakti to Krishna. Okay, and then less on rituals. Should focus less on sacrifice and rituals, so more on bhakti and devotion. Okay, so this is Satriya dance. Okay, Satriya. So this is the fourth one we are discussing: Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Mohiniyattam, Satriya, and other classical dances. Please go through them. So what is the origin and meaning? That is Natya Shastra. Again, most of the we can talk about classical dances that goes through origin through Natya Shastra. And again, originated in the rules and regulations are in Natya Shastra, but that is fructification, consolidation happened through Satra monastery as a part of Neo Vaishnavite movement, started by Srimanta Shankaradev, like we already discussed about in 15th century, like we told already. And he propagated one dharma, we can say that is called as the Ek Sharan Nama Dharma, chanting the name of one God devotedly. There is one god that we can talk about over here, part of Vaishnavite movement, that Krishna. What is the features of this dance? So devotional in nature, and certain folk influences in this particular dance we can see. What is the folk influences? Which folk influences? Bihu dance in Assam, very famous. And again Bodos, there in Ojapali. And this is one dance, I think one classical dances which have been less modified. And actually other classical dances in India which have been modified to greater extent, but this classical dance is not much modified because it retains that original form. It retains the original form of when it originated. Then again it is two categories. One is masculine style and other one is feminine style. Like masculine style is called as Paurashik Bhangi and feminine style is called as Stri Bhangi. Again, these dance tells the stories of Krishna and Radha, or sometimes even stories of Rama and Sita also. Okay, and initially this Satriya dance was performed only by male monks, which were called as bokots, as a part of daily rituals, but later women was also involved. Okay, Satriya is also performed on stage by men and women who are not members of the Satras also. So initially only by the monks of that particular monasteries, but later it is becoming a part of the folk traditions also too. Part of the folk traditions also. This is Satriya dance. So these are some of the examples or some of the PYQs, keywords what we are discussing over here. Kuchipudi dance, Satriya dance, and then again Bharatanatyam dance. All these are there in the PYQs. So we have discussed about them. Okay. Then one more question was asked about the Tansen, music performing arts category. Okay. So answer option is A, because Tansen was a title not given by Emperor Akbar. Okay. It was given by some other king. I will come to that name, because the question is not correct. Okay. Careful, not correct. Tansen composed Drupads. We'll understand what is Drupads are. One more question on Drupad was asked. Okay. So look at that one. That is Tansen, Drupads. Drupad as a concept is asked. He invented many ragas, of course, is a Hindustani musician. Tansen composed songs of patrons. Of course, he is one of the Navaratnas in Akbar kingdom also. So we'll understand Tansen also, we'll understand Drupad concept. Two we have to understand. Tansen, of course, medieval times, birth name is Ramtanu Pandey, 1500 to 1589. Was referred to as Mian Tansen as well, Sangeet Samrat. And Tansen is a title given by Vikramjit of Gwalior. Raja Vikramjit of Gwalior. But he was there in the Akbar's court. He was sent by the king of this Gwalior to go and visit Akbar court, because you are going to get more audiences, because Mughals were mighty Mughals, and from Gwalior MP is from, and patronage of Raja Ramachandra, king of Rewa. Okay, and he was again, this is a Raja who sent him to Akbar's court, in 1562, so that Tansen would get more name, so that Tansen would get more famous, or we can say is going to get more audiences. If he is in Akbar's court, he is going to get more audiences, because these are small kings. Okay, and particularly from Gwalior MP. Then again, Hindustani music, Drupad composition is known for Hindustani music through music, two music, classical music, Carnatic as well as Hindustani. Hindustani music, North India, and Carnatic music is South India. So again, Drupad is one of the styles. I will come to what are Drupads are. We'll just understand that one. That Tansen is known for Drupad composition in Hindustani music, and he also wrote two books, that is Ganesh Stotra and Sangeeta Sara. Sangeeta Sara as well as Shri Ganesh Stotra, and that is written by Tansen. Then again, look at this question. 2012, way back in 2012 itself only, they asked about Drupad, one of the major traditions of India that has been kept alive for centuries. Which of the following statements are correct? Drupad originated and developed in the Rajput kingdom and Mughal period. No. If you have read about the Samaveda, I think it goes back to during that point of time itself only. The Natya Shastra again, Bharata Muni. Okay, so Drupad, all those kind of things goes back to ancient times before. It is not in Mughal time. This statement is wrong. Drupad, devotional and spiritual music. Yes, Drupad is one of the styles. It is a spiritual music, and also romantic music is also there, but majorly spiritual music. Drupad Alap is a Sanskrit syllabus from mantras. Yes. Okay. So which should be the answer? So answer is B. That is 2 and 3. Because this is wrong, this is right, and this is right. Okay, because it traces back to Samaveda. I wish Sanskrit mantras are there, no? Some conceptual clarity, some conceptual understanding, some logical thinking. So now what is Drupad? There are certain styles of singing we can say. It's one of the genres in Hindustani classical music. It's the oldest a known style of Hindustani music, because certain musics are sung in different styles. So it is one of the styles, we can say, one of the genre. Okay, so again goes back to Natya Shastra. Classical dances goes back to Natya Shastra, Bharata Muni, 200 BC to 200 CE, that we can talk about. That is between, because date period is quite vague. And this is singing in verses form, a style of singing, and particularly mainly spiritual in nature, devotional music. Drupads are devotional music. And again one more style other than Drupad is Khyal, probably Khayal. Okay, so Khayal, maybe pronunciation could be different, and that is romantic music. In Hindustani music, romantic music is called as Khayal. Spiritual music is called Drupad, but Drupad also involves romantic music also. Then again Gharana, one more concept in Hindustani music. Gharanas are nothing but places where certain music styles emerged. Like suppose for example, the Kirana Gharana, that is in UP, which actually place called as Kairana. Then again Delhi Gharana, Agra Gharana, Gwalior Gharana. Different styles of Gharanas are emerging. Okay, and that is a place. And the tradition of that particular place. In Hindustani music, the tradition of that particular place we can talk about. Okay, some Gharanas are Khayal, some Gharanas are Drupad. Okay, certain places are known for Drupad style of singing, certain Gharanas are known for Khayal style of singing. Okay, so this is Drupad origination, or Drupad, what is the understanding of the meaning of Drupad over here. Okay, and then Manganiyas, one more question was asked in 2014. This is one of the communities in northwestern India. It's a musical tradition. Answer option is B. Okay, so Manganiyars is the musical tradition. Where this Manganiyars in northwestern India? They comes from Rajasthan. Okay, it's a Muslim community. Okay, so about them, Manganiyars over there, from Barmer and Jaisalmer actually, Jaisalmer, and hereditary professional musicians and known for composition on nature, humans, then again salvation, and is also along with another community, that is Langa community, known for their folk music. It is a folk music. Manganiyars, folk musicians. So look at how music questions were asked, how many painting questions were asked, how many dance questions were asked, stupa questions, temples questions. Okay, so these questions were also asked for various times. So we are trying to revise those themes. And then again one more question about with reference to culturalist in 2018. Most of Tyagaraja Kritis are devotional songs in praise of Lord Krishna. Again, Tyagaraja created several new ragas. Annamacharya and Tyagaraja are contemporaries. Annamacharya Kirtanas are devotional songs in praise of Lord Venkateshwara. I think not many people must have heard about that one. These are two South Indian personalities, Tyagaraja as well as Annamacharya. Okay, so actually Tyagaraja wrote Kirtanas for Lord Rama. Okay, Lord Rama. Okay, so answer option over here is that one. That's answer option is B, 2 and 4. Okay, because Annamacharya and Tyagaraja, no, different time period. The different time period. We'll understand them. So we'll understand both Annamacharya as well as Tyagaraja. They are not contemporaries. Okay, so Tyagaraja, also called as Kakarla Tyaga Brahman, that is 18th century we can say, from Tanjavur, Tamil Nadu, and composer of Carnatic music, is also along with two other musicians called as Trinity of Carnatic music too. Okay, mostly in Telugu, but he is from Tanjavur. That is Tamil Nadu, but majorly his areas of activity in the language of activity is majorly in Telugu, composer of Carnatic music, and in praise of Lord Rama, like I already mentioned, Lord Rama, and his composition are called as Pancharatna Kritis or Utsava Sampradaya Kritis, like I already mentioned. His contemporaries were Shyama Shastri and Muthuswami Dikshitar. Together they are called as Trinity of Carnatic music. We talked about Trinity of Ayurveda also, Vagabhatta Charaka Samhita, and then again we talk about Shushra Samhita. And Trinity of Carnatic music are Shyama Shastri and Muthuswami Dikshitar, along with Tyagaraja, 18th century. These are all factuals, nothing to understand. Composition are Pancharatna Kritis and Utsava Sampradaya Kritis. We are coming into the fag end of the art and culture session over there. Okay, so all these are factuals. So Tanjavur, mostly in Telugu, and praise of Lord Rama. Then Annamacharya, again go back to that is 15th century we can talk about, during Vijayanagara Empire. Again he is also Carnatic musician, again from Andhra Pradesh, but in praise of Lord Venkateshwara. That was exchanged. Okay, that statement was exchanged in the answer option. Annamacharya. Okay, so he composed many Sankirtanas. They are called as Annamacharyans. Again, many other Bhakti saints were also asked, but that we'll see in medieval area. Okay, so I think it would have been more probable to include here only, but when I was segregating the PVQs, I included in the medieval times itself only. Okay, that is it. And also called as Andhra Pada Kavita Pitamha. It means the grandfather of Telugu songwriting. that is Annamacharya, grandfather of Telugu songwriting. Okay, so these two individuals question was asked. Okay, so that's Tyagaraja as well as Annamacharya. Again, Bijak, then again Dadu Dayal, then again Kabir, Tulsidas, Mirabai. Some questions were also asked. We'll discuss in medieval Indias. Okay, then one more question. That consider the following pairs historical place well known for Burzom, rock cut shrines, Chandraketugar, terracotta art, Ganeshwar, copper art. And Burzom, we know it is related to Neolithic. So that is a one prehistoric question that is asked. Again, little bit distortion of chronology over here. Little bit distortion of chronology over there. Okay, so that we will see in here. So that is what is Burzom, why it is famous for. We'll understand that one. And these two are correct statements. Chandraketugar as well as Ganeshwar. One only, 2 and answer option is 2 and 3 because this is Neolithic culture, prehistoric culture. Okay, so look at this place, Burzaham, unique Neolithic settlement in Kashmir, known for dwelling pits. It is known for a variety of stone tools also and bone tools also. And one of the unique feature of this particular culture is that one, the graveyards are found within the households. Graveyards are found within the households and the persons were buried with their tools. The house masters were buried with their tools too. Okay, and again one impressed pottery has been found, and along with that pottery, the cloth were impressed with that particular pottery. Okay, at the same time, human skull with holes have been found. Whether there is any evidence of surgery, and that is quite vague. Okay, certain unique holes have been found in the surgery. With skulls, it might represent surgery. And look at that one. And these unique Kashmir settlements are Burzaham and Gufkral. Burzaham and Gufkral. So that is us. But what is the answer option given? Rock cut shrines. No, this is known for dwelling pits. Known for unique Neolithic tools. What is Neolithic? Neolithic is beginning of agriculture, beginning of pottery, new stone tools, polished stone tools. That is Neolithic culture. That is Neolithic culture. Again, these Kashmir styles, Gufkral and Burzaham. Pit dwelling is famous. Then again, harvester blunt knives, that is not sharp but rounded edge. Okay, like I mentioned, Gufkral and Burzaham, these are unique Neolithic settlements, belong to Neolithic time period, and lakeside pits and dog burying with their master. These are the unique thing or uniqueness about these particular places too. Okay, so bone tools, like I told you, the graveyards within the households, graveyards can be found, and certain kind of unique stone tools, and that is not the sharp edges but the rounded edge stone tools, and graveyards within the households, lake pits. Then again, we can say normal pits are also have been found over there. Okay, the living places. And pit dwellings can also be found from Nagarjuna Konda in Andhra Pradesh. Nagarjuna Konda in Andhra Pradesh too. Okay, Chandraketugar, like it is known for many terracotta artifacts with NBPW is also found. That is northern black polished ware is also found. Certain potteries are there. That is grey ware. Okay, so Neolithic ochre color, and that is black and grey. We can say ochre color, chalcolithic. Chronologically, okay, so red and black, IVC, okay, painted grey ware, Rigveda, painted grey ware, not Rigveda, but rather later Veda, northern black polished ware, that is age of Buddha or Mahajanapadas, okay, Mahajanapadas. So this pottery is also found in Chandraketugar and known for terracotta artifacts, known for its precision arts, artifacts. Chandraketugar, that is in West Bengal. Okay, and silver punch marked coins also have been found. Silver punch marked coins also have been found in this particular place. Then again, Ganeshwar, that is in Rajasthan near K3 mines, and that is the reason it is known for a variety of copper tools and red pottery with black portraiture and some kind of designs. That is also have been found. Self-actuals. Ganeshwar in Rajasthan and located near K3 copper mines. Okay, and this is considered as pre-Harappan Chalcolithic culture. It is related to Chalcolithic culture. Because Chalcolithic culture can be pre-Harappan, post-Harappan as well as contemporary of Harappa also. But majorly this particular site, it's pre-Harappan Chalcolithic culture. The copper tools. Okay, and then again, this question about Hindu laws have been asked. One particular Hindu laws have been question is asked. So look at this one. Again, question might seem lengthy, but it's very simple. Mitakshara was a civil law for the upper caste and Dayabhaga was a civil law for a lower caste. There were no different laws for different castes over there. But laws can be interpreted differently for different castes. But when it comes to inheritance law, these Daya Bhaga and Mitakshara, these are inheritance laws. And for Hinduism as a whole, and not for different for upper caste, not different for lower caste. That statement is wrong. And Mitakshara law, it is originated in South India. And again, Daya Bhaga law in Eastern India, particularly in Bengal times. Mitakshara law talks about as soon as a male child is born, he has the right over the father's property. But in Daya Bhaga law, it says that a son gets the right over father's property after the death of father. That is what these laws talks about. Very simple. In Mitakshara, the sons can claim right to the property during the lifetime of the father. Yes. In Daya Bhaga law, it is only after the death of father that the sons can claim right to the property. Even the word only is there, but that is right because that puts a condition. That is fine. First statement is wrong, second statement is right. Mitakshara system deals with the matters related to property held by the male members only of a family. But Daya Bhaga law deals with the matters related to both male and female members of family. I think Hindu laws never recognize the rights of female members. Okay, that is 1 and 2. So answer should be is 2 only. Okay, this statement is wrong because female members were given right to property only recently in 2005. We know that is when law was passed, and there are some amendments to these particular traditional laws also have been happened. Okay, so what is Mitakshara and Daya Bhaga? So just understand over here. Mitakshara by Vijnaneshwar is from Karnataka during the time period of Kalyani Chalukyas, during the period of Vikramaditya VI in 11th century. And this law of Mitakshara law, that this inheritance law, when he writing any legal commentary on this particular book, Yajnavalkya Smriti in 5th, 6th century, he was writing commentary of this Yajnavalkya Smriti on Yajnavalkya Smriti. He was writing in 11th century. That is when this law was evolved. And this law is there in western and southern regions of India. But Daya Bhaga law only in eastern part of the country, that is in Bengal region by Jamutavahana. And he criticizes Mitakshara law. Okay, there is because Mitakshara law says that as soon as a male kid is born, he gets the right over father's property during the lifetime of the father. Daya Bhaga law, that father needs to die. Okay, then only son gets the right over the property, and that is Daya Bhaga law. Okay, that is Daya Bhaga law. Okay, and again, this question, classical languages questions for us. Which of the following languages are classical language? The 6 classical languages are there. Again, 2014, look at again, 2015, that year again was in news, Odia was given the classical language status. So these questions was asked. So now what is classical languages? First, I need to understand the criteria for classical languages. What is the benefits of classical languages? Again, for classical languages criteria, it is written by, we can say given by Ministry of Culture. It talks about the old antiquity of the languages, that is around 1500 to 2000 years of language history should be there. At the same time, there should be one kind of literature textbook which is considered as a heritage by generations, but a generation of speakers, which is considered as a valuable heritage. And it should not be borrowed from any other community, any other speech community. Literary tradition should be original. There should be no corruption over there. Again, classical languages and literature being distinct from a modern, that can also be possible because languages have evolved. Languages have evolved over a period of time, and there can be distinction between the classical languages as well as from the modern. And it can also be discontinuity between classical language and its later offshoots. That can also be there. But that language should be have high antiquity of thousands of years, and some valuable heritage, certain literature could be considered, and should not be borrowed from another speech from community. And once it is declared as the classical languages, there are 6 classical languages, I will come to which are them, and some benefits are provided by MHRD, some annual awards are given, international awards are given to that classical languages, and Center of Excellence is created. And again, in University Grants Commission, it is requested to create certain professorship, that is also called as chair. Okay, in central universities, certain number of professional chairs, it means professorships, that is created for these classical languages in certain central universities. So recognition to certain that languages are given. Only 6 classical languages are there as of today. So these are the criteria, 4 criteria are there, and the benefits are 3 benefits are there. Annual awards, a Center of Excellence, professorship, then criteria should be antiquity of the languages, then again one literature which has having a lot of valuable heritage, then again should not be borrowed from other communities, literary traditions. Then again there can be discontinuity between the ancient form of the language as well as the modern offshoots also. So because previously they asked about which of the following are classical languages. Okay, which of the following are classical language? Now they can ask for the criteria, and all of the classical languages are there in, we can say, 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. All of them are in 8th schedule. Now 6 languages, first one was Tamil, Sanskrit was second, Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, Odia in 2014. Now 2015 question was, that is the reason that is current affairs is important. Now all of these classical languages are in 8th schedule of the Constitution. 8th schedule of the Constitution. Okay, so this is about the overall PYQs which we have discussed in art and culture, and 2 more PYQs, and not much could be developed out of that one. That is, I think 2 to 3 PYQs are there. Okay, so Kalariyapattu, and this is one of the ancient martial art traditions. Okay, especially in South India, particularly in Kerala part. Okay, and its origination goes back to legend Parashurama, one of the avatars of Vishnu. Okay, that is there. That's Kalariyapattu Kerala, also known as Kalari. It means training on the battleground. Training on the battleground around 11th and 12th century. These are all factuals. Okay, that is legend. The origin theory is there. That is Parashuram, avatar of Vishnu, created this particular martial art. This was asked. And then again, these 2 questions that you can develop over that one. Majorly the rivers, Chandrabhaga River, Kaveri River, Malaprabha River. Hampi we discussed, that is particularly Dravida style of architecture, Vijayanagara capital. Okay, Tiruchirappalli, okay, that is also one of the famous temple towns in Tamil Nadu. In Pandharpur, like in Lord Vittala. Okay, we will discuss Pandharpur movement in medieval India. When you talk about Bhakti and Sufi movement, Maharashtra Bhakti movement we will discuss in medieval PYQs. That is where I will, one more time we will talk about Pandharpur. So answer option is A actually, which are correctly matched, because Hampi River, okay, so Hampi on the, we can talk about the river Tungabhadra, not on Malaprabha. And Tiruchirappalli, that is Kaveri, and Pandharpur on Chandrabhaga River. Okay, Hampi is on Tungabhadra. Okay, Tungabhadra. So 1 and 2 are correct over here. Okay, we have to eliminate 3, because many times we talk about Vijayanagara, capital of Vijayanagara, Hampi. Conflict between Vijayanagara and Bahman is Tungabhadra Doab, Raichur Doab, it is also called as. Okay, so that is one you could have easily eliminated that one. So you can develop this rivers in geography. Then in Pandharpur, I will cover one more time. And Hampi, of course, we already know many facts about that one. And one more monasteries question was asked. Nothing to know much about this monasteries. You can just Google about that one. About this particular monasteries you can go through. That is Tabo Monastery. I think this one, particularly the second one. Okay, so that we can talk about. This is in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, not in Jaskar Valley. Jaskar Valley, it's in Jammu Kashmir. It's in Himachal Pradesh. Okay, again, slightly geography terms. Okay, Jaskar, Spiti Valley, know about all these kind of things. And that is the reason I have not much developed this particular PYQs. So people can do it. So this is the entire art and culture PYQs. Okay, so we will try to analyze them in all the 360-degree angle. From last 4 hours we have analyzed these things. And next we will see the medieval Indian PYQs. Okay, like I already mentioned. So for greater understanding of history through the flow charts, and also I will keep sharing the current affairs topics. Of course, when I will keep sharing in the group when I will be available. Okay, so when I will be sharing, if I can't able to share, I will mention it in the group itself only when it will be resumed, but it will be constant. It will be constantly sharing. So you can just check out this channel on Telegram. That is History Chronicles by Guru. Okay, so next we will come to the medieval Indian PYQs. Okay, medieval Indian PYQs will start in the next session itself. Thank you so much.